Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Tedious. 03444991000, the late night alternative. I'm Iain Lee. Who the hell are you?
Catherine Boyle.
Thank you very much indeed. You can call in about absolutely anything. Here's the rub. I'm really getting very comfortable with the fact that this country sucks. This country it's a lousy country, right? I hate it. I had one person yesterday on Twitter ask me, do you really hate Britain? Or do you really hate England? They had a flag of St. George as their avatar. I blocked them immediately because, yes, I hate them. I hate people like you, and I hate this country because of people like you. I don't like this country. It sucks. Go and move somewhere else. No. Why should I? I'm not going to move somewhere else. You move somewhere else. Make my country good again. I'm not going to move anywhere else. My kids live here, and my house is here, and my work is here. So I'm not going to. But I can still hate the country. And I can criticise it because I voted as well. So we go, well, you didn't vote. I voted. So, okay.
Also freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. So here's tonight's challenge, right? Give me one reason to be proud of this country. One. I've been thinking all day, right, of reasons to be proud of being English or British or whatever, and all I've come up with is the Beatles. That's it. And that was like 100 years ago, the Beatles. That's ancient history. Everybody associated with the Beatles is now dead. Nobody alive when the Beatles were around. The last, do you remember, it was 2 years ago, the last person who was around in the time when the Beatles were still together, laid a wreath at, what used to be the Cavern Club in Liverpool. That person died earlier, this year. I cannot think of any reasons to be proud of being British. Because here's the thing, right? If you were born in France or Iran or America, you would think that Britain sucked and you'd be proud of the place that you were born in. It's just luck. It's just luck that my parents had it off in this country and that I was born in this country. That's it. That's all it is. So what, I'm proud of my dad having sex with my mum in Britain?
Can you stop referring to that?
No! They all did it. All our parents did it. And our grandparents and our dead great-grandparents all had sex. So that's what we're proud of? That my dad impregnated my mum in Britain and I was born here? That's it? That fluke of circumstance, that coming together, literally, probably metaphorically, actually, in the 60s, because it wasn't so important for the woman then, but that coming together of cosmic dust happened here, so I'm supposed to be proud of being British? No, this country is a terrible, terrible country. I'll say this now, I think most countries are pretty lousy. I can't really, I keep going back to Canada. Canada's the only one that seems all right, and even they're getting a little bit dicey at the moment. 03 44 499 1000 is the telephone number. Give me a reason, like a proper reason, to be proud of being British. Why do I hate this country? Because it's becoming more racist. We got people online telling a black MP to go home. We've got a government that may be enforcing a racist policy. We've got a prime minister who's used racist language. You know, when people queue up to stand and shout at Nigel Farage and his cronies, shout with support at Nigel Farage and every other idiot that was stood on the stage with him on the night of Brexit. The guy's a racist. Everyone stood up on that stage was a racist, right? Not everyone, pretty much everyone. Farage definitely is. Definitely is, right? People there cheering him on. Okay, so we cheer and celebrate a racist? The homophobia that is people are kind of winking and sniffing at about Philip Schofield. There are awful rumours about Philip Schofield online, right? Now, having been a victim of awful rumours online, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I spent a lot today looking at the rumours. I don't believe them, right? Because I could find, and I'm not even going to say what they are. Okay, you know what they are. You know what they are. And I just couldn't find any beginning to these rumours. Just these rumours were out there. It had the same tangibility as flat earthers, had the same smell as people who don't think we landed on the moon. It had the same texture as all the you know, that 9/11 was an inside job and the Jews knew about it. That's why none of the Jews in the Twin Towers went to work. It had the same feeling and smell and taste and as those, right? Had that. Now, if those rumours are true, which I don't believe they are, my God, that's horrific. But I don't think those rumours are true. I'm pretty convinced they're not true. So what you have then is you have homophobia. That's homophobia. So people can't come out and say, I think it's disgusting that Schofield's a queer. They can't come out and say that. I'm sure there are some saying that. So instead what they do is they spread lies. They spread vicious, homophobic lies. I'm not even going to allude to them because they're so... But it's the traditional... Quite often when gay men would come out, people would allude to this kind of stuff. It's horrible. This is the country that we're in. I thought that we were... I was in a cafe today, and I heard someone saying that liberalism was dead, and he was glad it was dead because of liberals we weren't allowed to call black people coloureds anymore. I mean, that was an actual conversation I heard. And I was thinking, dear God, this place, man, it is awful. It is awful. We're homophobic, we're racist, and it's acceptable. And I'm part of the machine by being a broadcaster that enables this racism and this homophobia. I'm off next week, and do you know what I'm not going to do next week? I ain't going to listen to no radio. I thoroughly recommend you listen to my good friend Catherine Boyle, who'll be filling in for me next week, but I probably won't listen, Kath, because I just want to cleanse my soul. I know you're a massive racist, and I don't want to hear... I'm joking, but I don't want to listen to any radio next week, because I'm finding it also polluting. Do you know what I mean? It's not... I'm now...
Oh, I'm planning to stir it massively next week. I'm going to be saying all sorts. You know me.
Here's the thing. This country is racist and it's homophobic, and I hate this country. Tell me one thing that we're supposed to be proud of that isn't the Beatles. Custard. I love custard. I love custard as well, as you call it. But it really is it a lot to be proud of? Yeah. 0344. Some of the calls we had yesterday from homophobes who wouldn't admit they were homophobic, but what they were saying was homophobic. One person who shall remain nameless, because if you say her name 3 times, you summon her. And I really can't deal with running around in circles, chasing my own tail, listening to someone as dumb as that. But someone would seem to be personally upset that Philip Schofield had decided to come out as gay now because it let her down, but it also let down...
No. She didn't say it let her down, but she said it let the other gays down.
It let the gay people that had come out before him down. It was disrespectful was the word. What? What is going on, man? This place used to be tolerant. It used to be tolerant. I think it did. I think it did for a bit. It was February the 19th, 1998. That was when it was tolerant.
For about 5 minutes, yeah.
That day, 11:45. I don't know, man. I just think this whole place sucks. It's got a Pete. Good evening, Pete.
Hello, Ian.
Speaking of racists.
My God.
Oi. Hey, Pete, what you got for us?
Well, I'd like to start with a reason to be proud of the country, and this might just get me cut off. Doctor Who's getting good again.
Is that a reason to be proud of the country or a reason to be proud of a select group of writers?
I mean, the country, it's such a uniquely British thing. I feel like if we're going to include the Beatles as a reason to be proud, we have to include Doctor Who.
Here we go. Here it comes. And we have a winner, Catherine. We have a winner. Pete, when I tweeted, right, I hate this country, right? What phrase did me and Kath think would pop up within 5 tweets as a reply?
Why don't you go listen to my
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first. It's Nick. I hope you're joking. Scientific invention, culture, language. Language?
Hang on. Scientific invention. Well, that was the Moors, actually, quite a lot of the time.
Culture. Well, what about the Arabs?
Our language is a mishmash of other people's languages.
Democracy. Go and speak to the Greeks. The people. Billions of people worldwide would happily trade places. This is a great nation. If you don't like it, you can leave any time. Democracy is Greek. All of those things are foreign, Nick, but thanks very much indeed. John says Frank Sidebottom. Hannah says Victoria Wood. I don't like Britain. It's a nasty place. I've always been bullied because of my mental health, says someone. Oh, man. Okay. No, we're not allowing Doctor Who.
Oh, I do have something funny that happened today.
Oh, go on. I'd like to hear that. Yes, please.
Well, actually, it's a thing that was said to me which just stopped me in my tracks and made me go, what? I went to CEX, Computer Exchange, the second-hand DVD shop.
Sex, yes.
Yes, yeah, well, I went for some sex. And I picked up a box set of... it's a series called Red versus Blue. It was a web thing that was based on Halo and computer game stuff.
I remember that. It was Halo characters, but they dubbed it over to make like a cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, so I picked up a box set of that, went to the counter, the guy kind of got this, was going, oh, is this the web series thing? I'm like, yeah. And then, as I was paying, he goes, so how did you know that there was a disc version of this then? And I said, I saw it on the shelf and I picked it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's how shops work.
Jesus, that's it, isn't it? This is why I hate this country, Pete. It's because of Computer Exchange. It's not actually. I love that shop. Yep. That shop to me is like I walk past it one quite regular, and it's like a gentleman in the street in the doorway going, "Ian, I have some cocaine for you. Come here." No. I have to walk on the other side of the street. Let me just check out
its provenance. It's probably foreign.
Oh, what, Computer Exchange?
Yeah,
oh,
gotta be, hasn't
no!
It? Let's check.
Can't be. It can't be. Pete, thank you very much indeed. Oh, Pete.
Yes, yeah.
You're... Go on, Catherine. Is it English?
Yeah.
Yes. But we can't put it on the list because it is like a Class A drug to many, many people. Pete, your what do they call it? Twitter feed, where you buy a load of VHS tapes and you see what's on there. What is that called, please?
It's at What's on the Tapes. Yeah, thank you for the signal boost.
You are close to
250 now.
I thought it was 275 when I looked earlier on. You're
Might well be.
very, very close to 300. Can I ask why are you doing this?
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head last night when you said I have no life. That's kind of it.
Yep.
It's filling a gap. You know, it's giving myself something to throw myself into.
The most exciting thing you found so far?
I still think the most exciting thing was just because it's the kind of reason I wanted to do this, the reason I like the idea of this. It was a video that it got to the end of Matilda, the Roald Dahl film.
Yeah.
And then just over the closing monologue, it cuts off, bit of interference.
Please say Bluey.
Bluey.
Is it a Bluey?
Well, it was the late night Channel 5 programme Out There, which was kind of trauma and boobs and, yeah.
We had one of those in our collection at home. It was one that one of my dad's friends had given us, a film that he'd recorded over something else, and at the end there was some German Bluey action.
I'm really sorry. Listen, I tell you what, Pete, get 1,000 followers on Twitter and you come on the show as a proper guest to talk about it, okay?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's a deal. But my heart sunk during that, not just because it was a Bluey, but because someone who texts in all the flipping time, right? This is the last time 08, okay. This is the last time 8234 I ever give you any credence, right? I'm going to read out a tweet. Only you, Catherine, and you, Pete, are going to hear it because I'm going to dump it, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be... and I apologise in advance. And I apologise... This is hot. I dumped that.
Good Lord.
Pete heard it.
Gosh, that was a little flashback to about 1973, wasn't it?
Or my granddad when he was alive.
Same thing.
Pete, I'm sorry. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. This is why this country sucks. 8234, who's texted the station 119 times, and what a surprise, never answers the phone when we call them up, almost as though they're chicken licking, thinks it's acceptable, thinks that's funny, thinks that's funny.
What I'm trying to do is be lights in the darkness, I think. You know? This
is why I hate this country, Pete, is because of people like 8234 and their racist and their homophobic language that they throw about as though they're chucking loose change down the back of the sofa. That doesn't quite make sense. Pete, thank you very much for that. 0344 499 1000 8234. Go and jump off a cliff, please. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 or 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Here's the thing, I'm not taking any more answers on Twitter. It's a phone-in show.
Also, people get very brave and free with their words on Twitter, and I would really like to speak to someone who would has a bit of savvy and can back it up.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Yes, Gatford.
I know that you will get from people who will say some of the following. Somebody's going to say the NHS.
Yep.
Somebody's going to say Shakespeare, Dickens, all of that. I'm not going to give you that. I don't know. It's the kind of normal trope, isn't it, when you say, great things of Britain. Why Dickens?
Yep.
Memorable books that have been made into various formats, films, movies.
Did we just miss like 30 seconds of the conversation?
I didn't realise that Mike Dickens had written a lot of books that have been turned into...
No, not Mike Dickens. Sorry, Charles.
There we go, Charles Dickens, yes.
Yep, Charles Dickens. I'm going to give you Banksy.
We don't know he's British.
All his work has mostly been in Britain, though.
All his work has mostly been in Britain. Jesus Christ. Let's stay at that sentence.
Did he do some in, like, Israel?
Yes. All of his work has mostly been in Britain. That's the best you got.
All right.
Next.
That was my opening gambit.
Tenuous.
I've got a second one. Roast dinners.
I had a roast dinner. I had a roast dinner at the weekend.
Come on.
I mean, it's not bad.
I mean, does it make you proud? It makes you full, but does it make you proud?
I don't think so. No. Thing is, roast dinners are great, but the best bit of the potatoes, so that's one bit, right, of a whole dinner, and you compare it to the culinary delights from around the world. It's nothing. It's stodge. It's just fat stodge that keeps you bloated. So no, Gatford, I will not allow roast dinners. That will not be happening on my watch. 0344 499 1000. Here's the thing, when you tweet the radio station, although I can't block you tweeting the radio station, I can block you so that you won't be seen in the radio station for 24 hours. Very simple. Just do this, and you're gone. Thanks very much indeed. Let's go to... What is going on with people?
I don't know. I think he might have triggered someone.
Everyone's so triggered. But here's the thing, right? They're triggered on the text. They're triggered on the phone. Amy, it's not the greatest job in the world. 7485. Do you want to give them a call and see if they've got the Billy balls to come on the air and say that to my ear? Because I've got a feeling that they won't. Here's the thing. Triggered a lot of people tonight, but none of you have got the cojones, it's a Spanish word, to actually phone up and say it. Oh, I don't like what he said. I'm going to text him. Okay. I'm going to tweet him. That's brilliant. But why are you afraid of having a conversation? That's another reason I hate this country. People don't talk to each other anymore. People don't talk to each other anymore. They're too scared. They like to. Look, I'm watching Amy's face just to see if 7485, excuse me, answers the phone. Here we go. They answering the phone. No, it's just ringing. So that person sat there in their pants, listening to the Mike Graham podcast. And, you know, feeling very giddy that someone's saying outrageous things. And then the phone's ringing and I can't talk to him. I'll send him another text in a minute.
They won't be listening to Mike Graham. They're addicted to this.
I love it. I love it. Here's the thing. You all count as my listeners. You all count as my listeners. Even the ones that hate me. Even the ones that hate me. I love it. It's wonderful. This is the best job in the world. Winding up snowflakes. How do you like them apples, huh? You don't. Someone disagrees with you, and I'm using my free speech, and you don't like it, so you got to text in. Poor little babies. Good evening, Iain. Hello. Oh, let's try. If I put that there and that there. Hello, Iain.
Hello.
Okay, this is off to a great start. Hello, Iain.
Yes, Iain, are you all right, mate?
You've got about 30 seconds before I cut you off.
Can you not hear me?
Yes.
I was just seeing if you was all right, what you've been doing tonight, mate.
I'm doing a radio show, mate.
Yeah, so I wanted to be part of that.
Okay, well, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm in a bit of a predicament, mate.
No, you're not. I'll tell you what your predicament is. You phoned up a radio station, you can't get your mouth near the mouthpiece so that we can hear you properly, and you realised you haven't got anything funny or entertaining to say. That's what that's your predicament.
I was just going to ring about Philip Schofield. But
okay, thank you very much indeed. Let's go to James. Good evening, James.
Good evening, Iain. How are you?
Well, what have you got for us?
The Carry On films.
Oh no!
Yes.
No, they are awful.
They are classic.
They're not funny.
They are funny. Every single one of them.
Oh, dear God. They're not. They're awful. They've never been funny. The only one that's vaguely made me chuckle was Carry On Spying. The rest are atrocious, outdated, sexist, misogynistic, unfunny crap.
No.
You compare it. You compare the Carry On films with what America was making at the time, and you go, dear God, is that it? Is that the best? That was James, Carry On Camping was the best that we could do. The best.
Yeah. Very good.
Flipping it. Clean your logos out, son. They are not funny. Russell says, go to the Middle East and see what kinds of repression and barbarity they've got there. Israel being the exception. And some would disagree with you, Russell, and you'll appreciate what an amazing country this is. Open-minded, liberal. It's not liberal! It's homophobic and racist. The racism has been under the surface for a long time, and now it's over the surface. A sense of fun, cosmopolitan, a huge and open LGBT community. Try it. I've been to the Middle East. Let's try. Okay, hello, Ben.
Hello.
Yeah, you were just on, Ben, and it was crap then. I suspect it'll be crap this time. Jesus, I mean, it's another reason to hate the country. It's full of thickos like Ben.
Hello?
Yeah, you were on a minute ago. The call was crap then. I suspect the sequel is going to be even worse.
Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, thank you very much indeed for your call. Let's try another. I'm so close to banning calls on this show. So close. So close. Let's try another, Ben. Good evening, Ben.
Hello?
Yes, Ben.
Hey, I'm back with a vengeance, Ian, tonight.
Okay, we just pick a voice.
Vengeance.
Pick a voice and settle on it.
Oh, okay. Do you want to pick a voice? Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is how I actually sound.
Hey, Alan. I mean, Ben.
Yes.
Yes.
Ian.
Yes.
Not mine, owl. Ian.
That's an owl.
Ian.
Gosh, that joke's about a year and a half old, love.
Catherine. You got mugged up and all. You got mugged up and all.
Say?
C-bomb.
All right, but Ben, you're banned forever now, mate.
Because of your stupid mates.
You're banned forever now, mate. Really sorry about that. Natalie says, I would call you, but you would just talk all over me and cut me off if I didn't say anything agreed with. I'm going to reply to her. Not true. You can have 5 minutes uninterrupted. That's a promise. I can't spell Ben, mate, you just got yourself banned forever. We gave you a second chance yesterday and you blew it. It's the Alan guy. You blew it. You blew it. That's a real shame. I hope you find another radio station that, I thought you were funny to start with. I really did. I had high hopes for you. I hope you find another radio station, mate. He's gone. There we go. 0344 499 1000. Let's see, is Natalie gonna call? Okay, Natalie, you're very welcome to call. You get 5 minutes uninterrupted. And also, where is this thing? When people disagree with me, I let them talk. I point out their inaccuracies. I challenge lies, and I do not condone bigotry. But this show is more open. I want people who disagree with me to phone in. People phoning up all the time and agreeing with me is boring.
Just don't say guesses like they're true and don't spin bullshine.
I'm not like a lot of other presenters in that a lot of people will let you come on and spout rubbish and go, well, that was great, Susan, thank you so much for the call. Let's go to Terry. Terry, I believe you think all Muslims should be deported. I won't do that. I will challenge you. And I will pick at the untruths, and I will ask you to really focus on the words that you use. When we're communicating in a verbal medium, you've got to be really careful with the words that you choose. So, Natalie, I've just said I will give you 5 minutes uninterrupted. I will give you 5 minutes uninterrupted. Let's see if you call up. Don't think you will. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Or maybe Natalie isn't a real person. It is, you're right, it is all just hit and runs at other people. There's not... It's all complaining about customer service, which is fine. Jess Glynn, why do all your songs sound the same? FFF. It's really a very angry person. Natalie, you'd be so welcome on this show. I think I can help. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you just put a little symbol by that call there so we know not to take that one anymore, Amy, and the same for the other one. Thank you very much. That'd be very helpful. Let's go to Alistair.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Oh, I'm sorry that I can't say anything that you're going to disagree with.
No one is allowed to disagree on this show, because if you disagree, I will talk all over. It does make me wonder what show these idiots are listening to, because so many other shows will not allow people on that disagree with them. What they mean is they don't like being challenged and questioned, and when they're lying, being pulled up on that lie. I will challenge lies. I will call them out. That's my job. That should be every phone-in radio host's job. And sadly, not many of them are up to it.
See, I think the thing is because obviously, you know, I love the show. Now, there isn't any other show available in this country that has a fair outlook, is there? That I can think of.
Well, I dispute that because I think you think it's fair because you tend to agree with mine and Catherine's politics. I think that when, as a listener, I'm listening to a host who represents similar politics to me, I tend to think, oh gosh, well, this show is telling the truth and is fairer. Well, actually, it's not. It's saying the things that I believe in, so that's why I think it's telling the truth. So I have to take a step back and, think that there is a little bit of bias going.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, I have thought something, although it's very hard, because I'm proud of this country.
Yeah.
British countryside.
But yeah, but have you been to America?
I have been to America.
Yeah, they've got countryside like this in some parts of it. They've got countryside. They've got America is incredible. It's got all types of countryside. Every countryside they've even got deserts. Every countryside you can think of in the world, they've got in America. And they've got this countryside. I hate to say it, guys. They've got this countryside in France and Germany. So
yeah,
no.
Okay.
You just talked all over him there.
Sorry. Sorry.
Somebody swore at me on Twitter today. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, I was looking at this stream about this guy who appeared on a politics show earlier in the week, and people were calling him out because he was very right-wing or something. And then a lot of people kind of supported him. And this woman supported him, said, well done. And he replied, oh, thanks, pet. So I said, don't call women pets.
Yes.
And then one of his mates said, oh, hello, Alistair, F off.
Oh?
So I thought about what I'd reply, and in the end, I just came out with, thank you, love and peace.
That's it. That's all we got. There was a campaign. I read a story a couple of weeks ago that a fringy animal rights group wanted to abolish the term pet when we refer to our animals that live with us.
Companions or slaves?
Something, well, it's companions. It's something like that. The term pet, when used to describe animals that live in our houses, is demeaning to the cats that stink my house out with their smelly fecal matter and then walk it all over my bed.
I mean, my cat is kind of the manager.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But so if we're not allowed to call, if someone is mooting the idea that we're not allowed to call animals pets, then we certainly shouldn't call women pets.
I think it's kind of, well, in the northeast, I think it's kind of endearing.
Yeah, but it
depends on tone. I don't mind any of that stuff, darling, any of that stuff. I don't mind any of it, unless it's used to demean.
I wouldn't say it to a guest or on telly. I wouldn't say it on telly unless it was someone I was familiar with and it was a joke. So I wouldn't say it on telly. So doing it on telly is a dumb mistake to make. I don't know.
In Yorkshire, we say love a lot, but I suppose that's not great either.
Well, I stunned my friend Simon a few years ago. We went to a craft fair at Alexandra Palace, and we got talking to this old woman in her 70s, and I said something like, "Are you all right, love? Do you want me to get you a cup of tea?" I became my dad.
Yeah.
And Simon said, you can't call her love. Now, she clearly enjoyed it because she was of that generation. I like to think that my radar, when I can use these words, is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm great with older women, 70 plus. And you could tell that she quite enjoyed it. But you've got to ride the vibe.
If it's used in a way, I don't mind it, unless it's a kind of pipe down love. type thing, and you get that quite a bit. Like, you know, you're waiting in a queue of traffic, and I remember being stuck behind a bin man, and I'm always really patient with the bin men, and I hadn't done anything. I hadn't sort of beeped him or anything. I was just hanging on. And one of the blokes didn't realise my window was open. He was like, all right, love, calm down. I was thinking...
Who was that fella from... Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when he was on Question Time? Oh, don't be quiet, woman! Remember that?
Yeah.
What was his name? He was in Sliders as well.
Yeah, and he was like in The Hobbit or something, wasn't he? He was one of the dwarfs.
Don't be quiet, woman! Yeah. Like that. Silly old sod.
Not Sean Connery.
No, it was...
Sean Connery?
It was Gimli, wasn't it?
Was that his name? Gimli?
Actor. Yeah, he played a dwarf in that. John Rhys-Davies.
John Rhys-Davies. Have a listen to this. This is. Here we go.
And the second part of that...
John, in fairness, though, the idea is to answer the questions from the audience. And the question is, do you think Donald Trump should be afforded a state visit here?
He's the head of an elected... He's an elected head of state of a great democracy, the last best hope for mankind, if you ask me.
We're in a...
And he represents the American people.
No, he doesn't. He lost the popular vote. He lost the popular vote by nearly 3 million votes.
Do you not? Have you ever read Kenneth Arrow and Arrow's theorem? Any system of election has its problems.
Yes, the American one and ours more than most.
I'm going to take two very quick...
And then, don't be silly, and then he moves his chair so his back is to her. I mean, he's good in Sliders, but it turns out he's a scumbag. Alistair, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Let's do a story in 4 tweets. Natalie tweeted me, Iain Lee, I would call you, but you would just talk all over me and cut me off if I didn't say anything that you agreed with. My reply, not true. You can have 5 minutes uninterrupted. That's a promise. Natalie replies, thank you for replying, Iain, but I couldn't talk uninterrupted for 5 minutes. I'm quite shy. Aston Martin and George Michael, heart emoji. My final tweet before I block her. Right, so you complain that I won't let you speak, and then when I promise I will, you chicken out. Very strange behaviour. Aren't people weird?
I do think that Twitter is a bit like cocaine in that it never made anyone less of a knobhead.
I deleted all my tweets again today for the first time in a few months. Love it. Oh, I love it. So cleansing. And I made a real decision today. What was I listening to that brought me to this decision? Some crap. For now, for the moment, I'm done chasing numbers. I'm done chasing the radar figures here because they're meaningless in more ways than I care to say on the air, but they're meaningless. I'm done chasing Twitter follows, Instagram likes. I'm done chasing big numbers on Twitch. If they come, they come. I'll promote stuff. I still promote stuff. And if they come, they come. And if they don't come, they don't come. And I just thought that driving in, and it just was like a real... Oh, that's gone. Let that go. I mean, it's never been a huge thing for me, but there is something in seeing a tweet doing really, really well, seeing your Twitch viewing figures going over 150. There's something delicious about it, but ultimately very, very empty. Very, very empty in it. There's no substance to it. Where's substance? Substance is being sent a picture of my youngest kid's homework and seeing how neat his handwriting has become just in the past couple of weeks. Substance is listening to side 2 of Abbey Road. Substance is a snog where your tongue is exploring the teeth of your partner while you're stood out in the rain and they're grabbing your ass and pulling you closer to them. Substance is waking up and finding 4 cats sat on your bed staring at you going, breakfast? Is that happening? Substance is when you read the last page of a good book and you put it down and go, I'm going to miss those characters. Substance is when you stumble on a film on Netflix that no one else has ever heard of, and the first 10 minutes you go, oh, this is going to be good. Found a film tonight. What what was it? I'm not made for this country anymore or something. And I just stumbled across it. Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. And I read some reviews. A lot of people going, this is a hidden gem. That's what substance is. Substance is not being retweeted over 1,000 times. Substance is not the number of Instagram followers. Nothing. That's nothing. When you die and they lower you into the ground, they won't go, and he left 97.8 thousand Instagram followers. That's not substance. That's not substance. Substance is making you laugh, Catherine, doing this show so much that you fall off your chair. That's what substance is. Substance is when Sam is answering the phones and he laughs so much at something we've said, you can hear him through the soundproof glass. That is substance. Amy laughs, but Amy's an internal laugher, and that's great. But that's substance. Everything else is bollocks. This country sucks. You know it, dear listener. You know it. Some of you may have voted Brexit thinking it would make this country better. It won't. It won't. It won't. It won't. It'll still be this country. We won't change anything, really, and it'll still suck. And, you know, whether we're in or out of Europe, it sucks. This country sucks. I'm not saying it sucks anymore because we're out of Europe. That's not the point of this at all. But if you voted to leave thinking, God, this country sucks, but when we leave it won't suck anymore, you're in for a really big shock. It will still suck. And you'll have to find something else to blame that isn't the EU. And the people that voted Remain, well, this country you will think will suck more. I think it will suck the same. But now you've got something to blame. You can blame the fact that we're out of the EU for it sucking. But that's not the reason. It just sucks. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Dean.
Good evening. How are you both?
I've had enough. What can I do for you, Dean?
I just I thought you'd like to hear a funny story.
Go on then.
Today, I decided to get my chainsaw out. I had a tree come down in the garden. So I chopped it all up neatly and put it all into logs for the burner. And lo and behold, another one blew down. So I then, I got the chainsaw out, I might as well chop it up. So I chopped that up, so 2 hours later, and the third one went down. I thought, hang on a minute, there's a camera around here somewhere.
Have you got beaver?
Sorry, no.
There's no beaver?
So I thought, hang on, what's going on here, you know? So I chopped that one up, and I put the chainsaw away and tidied it up and everything. And all of a sudden I hear in the front garden, crunch.
I'll leave it and go back in the weekend.
Yeah, I did. I thought,
so your trees are just falling. You're just falling down willy nilly.
No, there's quite strong winds.
We noticed, yeah.
The only damage I had in the storm.
Only to one little shed.
Okay, the only damage that I suffered in the storm was my green box that sits outside the front of the house in which I put cardboard in, which the bin men take when they feel like it. Yeah. That box has disappeared. There is no sign of it anywhere.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
No, it's weather.
It's amazing. No, I couldn't believe it about the trees, though, but I was also thinking to myself, you know, somebody's filming this, you know.
Someone's filming this. No, I miss the days. Thank you, Dean. I miss the days of Jeremy Beadle walking out dressed as a traffic warden. I miss those days. Let's go to Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Cass.
Hey, Mark.
No, Ian, what you were just saying about your son's handwriting, I've noticed the same thing about my son. It's just come all of a sudden. His handwriting's really neat, and it's a really nice thing to see.
How old is your boy?
9.
Okay, yeah, mine's 8, so similar age. It was always... listen, my handwriting is terrible. I'm really embarrassed by it. I don't really write things by hand. And his handwriting... I did some homework with him 3 weeks ago, and it was a bit messy. And then my ex sent me a picture of his handwriting today in his maths. I couldn't believe it was the same boy.
Exactly the same as me, mate. Exactly the same as me. It's a nice thing to see, though, isn't it? When their handwriting is getting really... It's only a little thing, but it's a nice thing to see, you know?
It's beautiful. My boy, I don't know if they do this in your school, he's now because he's got what they call a pen licence, which means he's now allowed to use, when they say proper pen, I guess they mean a fountain pen.
Well, in my day, it was a fountain pen, but I don't know, they might be into
I think they use a fountain pen.
Nice.
Yeah, they do something along the same lines. He was very proud when he bought his pen home that he was his new pen that he was allowed to use because his handwriting was so good.
That's magic, isn't it? That's life.
It is good.
That's what life is about, Mark. Those little moments.
Of course, mate. Well, one more thing, Ian. Have you seen the film Parasite?
Well, okay. Now here's the thing. I saw half of Parasite.
Yeah.
And I got really bored of it.
Really?
I know, and now it's won the best picture in the Oscars.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to watch it, obviously, but I'm intrigued by it. I don't even know what it's about. You know, is it a horror film? Is it a comedy?
Well, I watched it because I thought it was going to be a horror film. It's not. It's basically, it's about rich versus poor. Is the premise.
All right, yeah.
And it's about this kind of poor family that managed to work their way into this rich family's house.
Yeah.
And that's no spoiler because that kind of happened pretty early on. And I don't know, as I didn't get to the end, I don't know if I don't think it's a thriller. I mean, there were bits of humour, but it's certainly not a comedy. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch anyway.
All right, nice one, Mark. Let us know what you think of it and whether I should watch the second half.
Of course I will. Tatty bye.
Tatty bye. This has got to be a joke from Andy Perry. What makes Britain great is the fact you can come out as gay without anyone being bigoted about it. That's got to be a joke.
Maybe he's talking about the British sense of humour then.
Is that
irony?
Andy, is that a joke? Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Have you gone to his page?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, I don't know what to make of that.
No, probably best not. Let's move on.
Jeez. Oh. I don't... Oh, man. Cardiff. We're coming to you March the 8th. Is that a Saturday or a Sunday? Google it.
I'm checking.
We are coming to you. We are doing, and it's happening. We've sold 60 tickets now, so that's a decent number.
That's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday show. 1:30, I think, something like that. It's a lunchtime show. Cardiff, the Glee Club, lunchtime show. We are bringing, Catherine and I, The Rabbit Hole. It's a pop-up radio show. We do something similar to this. People phone in and take part. You can take part if you want. We play silly games. We have prizes to give away. And we just sit and chat. And the show's about a couple of hours long with an interval. There's a bar there. You can have a drink. I think they might even do a bit of food. I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. But it is happening. It's in under a month's time. We would love to see you. And we stick around after every show. And we have photos taken with you, whether you want those photos taken or not. IainLee.com/event if you want tickets for Cardiff on March the 8th. IainLee.com/event. We've also got Birmingham, Glasgow, Manchester, Brighton, and very, very soon Luton and Bath. Bath is up there as well. IainLee.com/event. Here we go. This can't be real. This has got to be a fake person. I've got to Google this person because I think someone's got to be setting up accounts, haven't they? Someone's got to be setting up accounts and doing this. This can't be a real person. No, joined May 2011. 7 following, 8 followers. So it's got to be... No, it's a real account. Here we go, Andrew. Andrew Lynham's tweeting me. I'll retweet this. How in God's name can a British radio station allow that fool Iain Lee to sit there and slag off Britain after so many died in the world wars so that he can have freedom of speech?
Just answered your own question.
That's got... Is everybody cleverer than me and they're doing like really clever jokes tonight? Because that's either, Andrew Lynham, that's either the cleverest joke I've read that a room of writers, if someone came up with that in a room full of writers, they'd all go and have a coffee break. Or it's the dumbest thing I have ever seen with my eyes.
I think he's got his full stops and his question marks mixed up, right? So it reads like this. How in God's name can a British radio station allow that fool Iain Lee to sit there and slag off Britain after so many died in the World War so that he can have freedom of speech? Question mark. But what it should read is, how in God's name can a British radio station allow that fool Iain Lee to sit there and slag off Britain? Full stop.
Slag off Britain.
Yes. After so many died in the World War so he can have freedom of speech. Full stop.
I hate to break it to you, World War I was nothing to do with freedom or freedom of speech. It was a con. World War I, there was no merit in World War I whatsoever. It was a con. People were conned. Millions of people died for a con. World War II is probably... I mean, and this is a phone-in. This is a heavy phone-in. World War II, I think, is probably the only just war.
Do you think that we knew the full reasons for it at the outset, or it became obvious within time? We went in because of Poland, didn't we?
People didn't know what was happening in the concentration camps until they were liberated.
No, and a lot of people in this country sympathised with what Hitler was doing at the
A lot of people don't believe that what we know was happening in the concentration camps, the extermination of Jews, gays, gypsies, Roma folk and disabled people and many others.
And anyone who spoke out against the regime.
Yeah, that was happening. And people now don't believe it. So World War II is... I mean, I don't know enough about war history, but I think it's, it's probably the only just war. In as much as it wasn't a land grab. It wasn't a land grab. It wasn't, we saw something shiny and we want it. It was actually defending freedom and trying to liberate countries that the Nazis invaded. Let me just read this one more time. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. How in God's name can a British radio station allow that fool Iain Lee to sit there and slag off Britain after so many died in the world wars so that he can have freedom of speech? God, I hate this country.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Hi there, nice to be with you. Happy you could stick around. Like to introduce Legs Larry Smith, drums. And Sam Spoon's rhythm pole. And Vernon Dudley Bohay Noel bass guitar. And Neil Innes piano. Come in, Rodney Slater alto saxophone. With Roger Ruskin Spear on tenor sax. Hi, Vivian Stanchel, trumpet. Big hello to Big John Wayne, xylophone. And Robert Morley, guitar. Billy Buckland, spoons. And looking very relaxed, Adolf Hitler on vibes. Nice. Princess Anne on sousaphone. Introducing Liberace clarinet. With Donna Ted Armstrong on vocals. Lord Snooty and his pals tap dancing. In the groove with Harold Wilson violin. Franklin McCormack on harmonica. Over there, Eric Clapton, ukulele. Hi, Eric. On my left, Sir Kenneth Clark, bass sax. Great honor, sir. Specially flown in for us, a Sessions gorilla on Vox Humana. Nice to see Incredible Shrinking Man on euphonium. Drop out with Peter Scott on duck call. Hearing from you later, Casanova on horn. Yeah, digging General de Gaulle on accordion. Really wild, General. Thank you, sir. Roy Rogers on trigger. Tune in Wild Man of Borneo on bongos. Count Basie Orchestra on triangle. Thank you. Great to hear the Rollinsons on trombone. Back from his recent operation, Dan Drop, hot. And representing the Flower People, Quasimodo on bells. Wonderful to hear Brainiac on banjo. We welcome Val Dunekin as himself. Very appealing Max Jaffa.
I'm tempted to put the Bonzos on as something to be proud of being British, because this
What a
is
team, Zebra Kid and Horace Batchelor on percussion. My great favourite and a wonderful performer, all of us here, J. Arthur Rank on gong.
The Bonzos. I'm tempted, but I'm tempted. But the Beatles and the Bonzos. I'm so tempted. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I just cannot get over this tweet. I just can't stop reading it. Because I think it's genius, but then you've looked at the rest of Andrew Lynham's Twitter feed and...
Yeah, I think he's in earnest.
How in God's name can a British radio station allow that fool, Iain Lee, to sit there and slag off Britain after so many died in the world wars so that he can have freedom of speech? So clever, or so dumb. And that's the thing. There's a thin line between genius and insanity. Look at Ronald McDonald. He straddles that line. You know, in Japan, Ronald McDonald is a sexy woman.
No.
Google it.
Oh, no.
Google Japanese Ronald McDonald. It's a sexy woman that looks exactly the same as Ronald McDonald, but has got a hot bod.
No.
Yes.
What?
Have you found it?
I've just found loads of pictures of Ronald McDonald, which I'm finding quite... Oh!
Have you got her?
A hot babe as Ronald McDonald. That's just a cosplay.
No, there is. Hang on a minute. Japanese lady Ronald McDonald. Sorry, we'll do the show in a minute. There's Ronald McDonald's daughter. Oh, hang on a minute. Here's Ronald McDonald's daughter, who's from Japan. You should be paying me. From Japan, who's definitely hot, right? There's no denying that.
Is it actual Ronald McDonald's daughter? Is there an actual Ronald McDonald?
Look at this.
Yeah. I saw that and he said it was a cosplay. Is she real?
It's Ronald McDonald's daughter, Japan. Oh.
Looks like Taylor Swift with a wig on.
Oh my God. I want to see her Big Mac.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I thought there was another one. All right. Let's just pretend. Let's just assume what I said was true until we're proven otherwise. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This country sucks. You know it. I know it. And if you don't know it, I'll make you know it.
In Japan, McDonald's decided to semi-retire the scary clown visage of Ronald McDonald. They replaced him with her.
She's fit, man. She's fit, man. It actually came out of my mouth just on live radio. She's fit, man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It did.
And yet I just said it was bad to call a woman pet. She's fit, pet. Now, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Really struggling tonight to find anything to be proud of about being British or English. It's a horrible place. Go somewhere else. No, I won't. It's a safer place than a lot of the world. There are nicer countries than England. Parts of Japan, I think, are beautiful and also exciting. I think Tokyo is much more exhilarating. Tokyo is the city that London thinks it is.
There are some very dark deeds done in Japan, though.
Oh, no. There are dark deeds done everywhere, but I think that those programs in the 80s and 90s where they would send a wacky presenter over to Japan to look at Japanese life, I think that highlighted their hang-ups around sex. Every country's got its hang-ups around sex. It's just they're different. And in the 80s, you know the thing about the vending machines where you can buy women's underwear?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true. It's a myth. It's a myth. And so a lot of people use that as their starting point. It's a lie that was told on one of these programs. There's no evidence it ever actually existed.
They do have schoolgirl cafes, don't they, where they are adult women, they dress up as schoolgirls.
No. Do they have schoolgirl cafes? They have maid cafes. They have maid cafes where women dress up as maids. We have titty bars.
Yeah, but
the schoolgirl thing is weird.
Yeah.
And you do see women dressed as schoolgirls walking through the streets. But we have school discos. We have schoolgirl pornography. So it's over here as well. It's just there. It's a little bit more in the front line. But we have schoolgirl pornography. of women over age dressed as schoolgirls pretending to be, you've been a very bad girl, you didn't do your homework, you're going to get sexed. We have the school disco things. You go to, I don't know if necessarily Ann Summers, but if you go to any of the other, like Love Honey or Harmony and stuff, they'll have schoolgirl uniforms. They might have them in Ann Summers, I don't know. They'll have schoolgirl uniforms. So that thing exists here. It's just presented slightly differently over there. So every country has got its sexual hang-ups. Bizarrely, in Japanese pornography, you're not allowed to see pubic hair. So, oftentimes, the pubic area will be pixelated out, which makes for a weird viewing experience. But every country's got its weird, dark perversions and hang-ups that can be traced back centuries. Like a lot of ours could be traced back to Victorian times. A lot of the Japanese ones can be traced back to offering completely subservience to the emperor. You know, it's a nation that is used to devoting everything to one person. That would, you know, that's why we had the kamikaze pilots and things.
Because he was a god as well.
Because he was a god. So I'll give my life for the emperor. You want me to die? That's the Harry Carey thing. There's the sort of thing is because I've disappointed the emperor. So the best thing is I'm going to kill myself in a really horrible way. So all kind of the sexual things can be traced back, I think, hundreds of years. But Japan is beautiful. It's got the most amazing scenery. The cities are incredible. Why were we talking about Japan?
Because we were talking about places that are better than here. But I was just saying that, you know, that they've got their stuff as well.
Everywhere's got their stuff. But, I mean, this place is kind of safe-ish. There are places, I would argue, that, well, you wouldn't need to argue much, that are significantly more dangerous than this. But there are places that are safer, probably. If I could be bothered to sit and think about it, and maybe we will a little bit later on. Sorry, Ann Davis is making me laugh with her tweets. I think she's a spoof. She must be a spoof. She's just said I'm as bad as Steve Brookstein. So maybe I am. I don't know. But yeah, there are places that are safer than Britain. It's just, you know, it's just luck that we're born in a place that's, at best, well, it's all right. It's all right. You know, we've had a couple of good bands and a couple of good TV series, and I can't think of any now. EastEnders is 35 years old.
Gosh.
Isn't that nuts? Mm-hmm. They should scrap it. BBC should say to Boris Johnson, all right, we won't go subscription.
Don't you think there'd be a revolt if they scrapped it?
No. Hardly anyone watches it. We won't go subscription. We're going to stick with the licence, but we'll scrap EastEnders. How's about that?
Wow.
That's what you've got to do. And Boris Johnson couldn't argue with that. Is he really seriously talking about that bridge between Ireland and Scotland?
I think he is.
That's insane,
He's
right?
into bridges, isn't he?
That's insane. Just imagine, this is the first of many flaws that I thought of, right? I'm not an engineer. Just imagine how deep down the legs would have to go into the sea. I mean, how deep is the deepest point of the Irish Sea? It's got to be deep.
Let me just check. Yeah, deep.
It's deep. So you could go down so deep. And forget the fact that, of course, somewhere along that line that it will be, there's loads of... They used to dump World War II weapons there, unexploded bombs and stuff.
So it'd be a bit...
And they dump loads of chemicals there and stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
Fish.
Would it be cars or would it be trains? Because if it's it would be... The Irish Sea gets really windy, right? It gets really, really... It is the most stupid idea I've ever heard. But is he saying
People laughed at the tunnel.
The tunnel kind of made more sense. But is he saying it so that we don't question HS2? Is that what it is? It the
Look over here.
Yeah, the dead cat on the table thing.
It might be.
I just don't know what's going on.
He loves a bridge. He wanted to get that garden bridge.
He loves spaffing money on bridges and favouring his mates. Did Joanna Lumley flash a little bit of boob for him to say that he would do it? Because that's how the garden bridge worked, metaphorically speaking, of course. And then that was all a setup, wasn't it? He put it out to tender, but didn't really, and gave it to his mate. Did you know this? This is true. Gave it to his mate. It was always going to be... this one guy. £40 million they spent on that Garden Bridge in London. I can't wait to go on it. Oh, it's never happening. £40 million. This country sucks. Tina.
Hello.
Are you on speaker?
Listen.
Are you on speaker?
I'm driving.
Okay, we can't hear you. Thanks very much for your call. Let's go to Johnny. Good evening, Johnny.
Hello, mate. All right.
What you got?
Rock.
Sorry?
Punk rock. That's what Britain should be proud of.
Of what?
For giving punk rock to the world.
Well, we didn't.
We did. Oh no, you're not going to start the American versus England.
The Ramones were around ages before the Sex Pistols. The Ramones invented it. Well, the Ramones didn't invent it. The New York. You could argue that the New York Dolls invented it. You could argue that the Kingsmen invented it with their song "Louie Louie." We did not invent punk rock.
Well, they all had long hair, didn't they? So that doesn't count.
Come on, are you kidding me? You're saying the Ramones don't count as a punk rock band?
No, of course they do. But the punk rock, the actual word. I mean, I know the punk. I know the Ramones sprayed punk on one of their album covers, but the Sex Pistols were the flagship. The Sex Pistols created what we know as punk rock.
They didn't know, but oh God, man, what is this? They didn't.
They did.
The Sex Pistols are the most. Jesus, right.
If you ask your granny, if you ask someone in the street,
who doesn't know anything, yes,
they associate with that is.
If people who don't know their history, yes, right. The first Ramones album was recorded in January 1976.
Yeah, I know.
Right. When did the first Sex Pistols out? When did the first Sex Pistols album come out?
Well, it was in '77, just after The Damned.
Johnny, thank you very much. Terrible argument you've just made there.
Oh, well, I must come on and do it again.
Hang on a second. This isn't Johnny Rotten, is it?
No, it's Johnny Wawa. I'm close to him, yeah.
Johnny Wawa. Listen, the Sex Pistols did a great album and a couple of great singles, but they were more like the Monkees than a proper band.
Oh.
You know it. They were put together in almost exactly the same way that the Monkees were put together.
Yeah, but they had one of the best bass players ever known in music, Sid Vicious.
Johnny. Now I know you're taking the pee. He couldn't play. Glenn Matlock was a great bass player.
Well, he was, but he was.
Sid Vicious couldn't play.
Yeah, but art, music, it's a performance, and I'd rather watch Sex Pistols with Sid Vicious than Glenn Matlock live. I would have rather seen that.
Well, I hope you were around for that 3 months that Sid Vicious was playing bass in the Sex Pistols.
Well, I'm not going to be one of those people who pretend I was.
Thank you very much indeed, Johnny. Punk is an American invention. The Ramones were doing it. The New York Dolls were doing it. I heard a great thing arguing that this was the first punk song. When is this from? This is from... I don't know when this is from. This came before You Really Got Me, I'm pretty sure. Hang on, here we go. Johnny Rotten stole everything from this. Listen to the singer of this. Make out the words. What's he singing? No one knows. The Americans invented punk. It's a fact. 0344. You all right, Kath?
I'm fine, yeah.
Am I going too far yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we'll go further. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Sid Vicious was, it's a very tragic story. His mum used to sprinkle heroin on his cornflakes when he was a kid. It's a really tragic story. And and young people buy into the glamour of Sid Vicious, but there's no glamour. It's a really sad story of abuse, of drug addiction, of a really scared kid. I don't really know the story about him and Nancy Sponge, and I don't know if he killed her. I don't really know, but it's no glamour in dying as a heroin junkie in New York. There's no glamour to that.
I'll never forget Viv Albertine's book, and she covers that kind of period.
Yeah.
Everyone smelled a weed. They were all stinking, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. She doesn't look back on it with a huge amount of fondness, does she?
We should do a whole show about the song Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. It's great. Roger says, and I think you're right, Roger, I think there was an FBI investigation to that song as the lyrics were so indecipherable, it was thought they were obscene. And so many bands covered it. I think the Beach Boys covered it. Everyone covered it, right? It was like, it's really simple. Dun, 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 dun. It's a simple 3-chord job. But of course, no one knew what the words were. So every version has got different words because they're just singing. So it's the perfect song because you can sing anything and you'll be right. You'll be absolutely right. It's a wonderful, wonderful song. Sure, there's a book about Louie Louie. Certainly heard a radio show about it. Let's go to Rob. Good evening, Rob.
Hello. How are we?
What have you got for us, Rob?
Well.
Oh, God, it's Rob Burnett.
Well, this is the thing. I'm going to be serious.
Uh-oh.
There's been changes in my life. Hiya, Kath.
Hiya.
If this is I'm just going to stop you now, Rob.
What?
If this is a Philip Schofield joke, you're off.
No.
You're off.
It's not. It's not a Philip Schofield joke.
So if it's a Barrymore joke...
See, this is the thing with Rob. Because of his delivery and the way he speaks, you're expecting a gag all the time. But I had quite a serious conversation with you last time, Rob. I think.
I've spoken to this guy for the last 16 years. I've never had a serious conversation. You didn't say it wasn't a Barrymore joke.
It's not a Barrymore joke. It's not a Philip Schofield joke. But it is a life-changing thing. So I thought I'd share it with you because you've inspired me.
I thought you were dead, if I'm honest.
No. Someone did die close to me, but...
Okay, well...
So, obviously you had your revelation last year.
Yes.
Philip had his on Friday. And I want to just be honest with everyone.
Here we go. So...
Oh, Rob, come on.
Catherine, you have given him the space, and you and Andrew Lynham have given Rob the space to do what is going to be an appalling and probably quite offensive gag.
Me, Andrew Lynham, and all the people who died in the World Wars. With bearing that in mind, crack on.
I'm 40 years old, and I want to tell the world I've downloaded a Crowded House album today.
Well done.
I just don't know how to feel.
No shame in that. I've got them all, mate.
I feel dirty. I mean, I like whenever I fall at your feet, and I don't know, I feel strange, Kath.
Don't worry about it. Start a wood face and carry on.
Can I have a cuddle?
You disgust me. Get off my show.
Ryan Reynolds.
Get out, Ryan Reynolds. Stick that Ryan
That
Reynolds.
man's a stinker.
Sick.
I was rooting for you, Rob.
He's never going to deliver the goods.
I feel like Tyra Banks.
It's impossible for him to deliver the goods. Isn't it? Well, that's half the show gone.
Half the audience as well, probably.
Our audience figures are going up and up. If you're wondering why we're getting more and more people calling in who don't get it.
I think that's why.
I think because the whole station is growing. Our show is growing a lot. But we're obviously getting people who are listening to Julia, and then Mike, and then Matthew Wright, and then I think, is it Eamon's last week this week? Is it this week?
Tomorrow's his last show.
Tomorrow's his last show. Fingers crossed he turns up. So be listening to Eamon and Dan, who's taking over. Listen to James, and they think, I've enjoyed all of those shows throughout the day. They all say what I'm thinking. They stick around after 10, because the vibe must be the same. And they don't get that the vibe is not the same. They don't get this show is the best show on the station.
But it's the leap from that to it mustn't be allowed.
Mustn't be allowed.
They're not doing it right.
No one has given me one thing that we as British or English, if you want to do that, should be proud of.
I think the Scots and the Welsh know exactly why they're proud. In the Irish.
Well, I can't answer. I don't know. I mean, Probably. I would suspect that more of them have a sense of... England is like...
Complacent, probably.
Yeah, it's just a bit nothingy. It's just nothingy. That's not that bad. If people want to get upset by that, as they are on Twitter...
Wow,
that's
people are always
fine.
getting upset on Twitter.
People are always getting upset on Twitter. 0344 499 1000. Let's play a little advert for one of our colleagues. Then we'll come back and we'll kick this show right up the jacksie. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Late Night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Right, now hang on. Let me just... Someone's just sent...
The Kingsmen came together in a garage. They could hardly
this is... hang on.
They practiced night and day.
This is a song about the Kingsmen. I've heard this before, right? This is a song... We won't play all of it because it's quite long. Thank you, Phantom, for this. This is a song about the group that recorded Louie Louie.
Oh, yeah.
Should we have a little listen, get some of the history?
Yes.
The Kingsmen came together in a garage. They could hardly even play. But they practiced night and day, and pretty soon they got to where they could really play that song Louie Louie. So they saved up all the money from the shows, went into one of them studios, and gave their version of the song a try. Now, I don't know the words to that song Louie Louie, and I'm pretty sure the singer for the Kingsmen didn't know him either. If he did know him, he didn't get him right on the record, cause on the record they sound jumbled in his jaw. Says, me think of me girl oh so constantly. I may make Well, that last part scared everybody from the PTA to the FBI. You see, the kids have been going kind of crazy lately, and it seemed like nobody could figure out why. So they decided to form a coalition, launch an investigation, for the children. They at least had to...
Is it the greatest song I've ever heard in my life? It's telling the story of an obscure 60s band.
Your department.
Oh, my God.
Try to figure out the words to Louie Louie. It's the feel-good hit of this endless summer. It gets these kids out of control.
It was quite good until he started singing. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Wayne.
Good evening, Kat. Well done the way you handled last night's show.
Thank you. It's our job. It's almost like we know what we're doing.
Oh, indeed.
Isn't it?
Yes. Well, a song to describe you, Kat. It's by Matchbox. It's called Rockabilly Rebel. That really is you two.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Bagpuss.
Why are you going to say Bagpuss? Is this a description of your testicles? What is this?
No, reason to be proud.
Oh, shut up! That program used to give me literally, I would have nightmares at how boring that program was.
Mr.
It's
Men.
awful.
Mr. Men, then.
Are you just trolling me, Wayne? Are you just phoning up listing crap programs from the olden days just to get me angry?
No, you're already angry. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm not angry. I'm at peace with the fact that this country sucks and we have nothing to be proud of apart from the Beatles. Certainly not the Mr. Men. The Mr. Men are very problematic.
I was joking. Let me just say, I am feeling like you. Till last year, my son said, "How about a bit of me and you time, Dad? Let's go to London."
Okay.
And I thought, okay, then I'll do this. And we went to Camden Gardens. And then suddenly I started feeling proud because it's such a diverse culture. And I thought, wow, they want to live here. Then tourism. Got talking to a Japanese bloke who hit me on the head with a camera. And they...
So you were assaulted by someone in Camden?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a reason to be proud of this country, is it?
No, but I just thought when I got there and... the diversity of different cultures and all that. I mean, it opened my eyes. Then you got your tourism. They come here and they think Great Britain. And it made me feel proud again.
So you're proud of other people?
Well, they're not other people. I'm proud that they're proud of Great Britain. Well, I call it Great Britain. That great doesn't get used much. It's Britain, isn't it?
Tourists aren't proud. They just come in to have a look, and then they'll go home and go, flipping heck, thank goodness we don't live there.
Good for the economy. Good for the economy.
So you're proud that we have an economy that's based on tourism?
No, no, I don't want to split hairs with you. I'm just saying, what gave me faith in Britain again is when, like I say, I went to London.
Wayne, Britain is one of the most racist places in the world.
Well, yes, I totally agree with you. I mean,
so we've got the foreigners here, but we want them to sod off back home.
No, they're good for our economy. No, we don't want them to back home.
We'll have the money first, then they can go.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But then, I went...
Did you buy any bootleg CDs or any wacky-backy in Camden?
No, I don't do that. But what I did do, I went in a pub with my son. He had a JD and Coke and I had fish and chips, and it cost me 20 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went on a bit of a downer then.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the jungle. Good evening, Nigel.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Kath. Well, I want to say two things. One thing we can be proud of and one thing we can't be proud of. I think we can be proud of our democracy.
Oh, shut up. What a load of rubbish. Proud of our democracy. What a load of rubbish. It's unfair. First of all, we didn't invent democracy, as someone said on Twitter. The Greeks did. But secondly, it doesn't work. It's unfair.
No, I think that you're saying it's unfair, but I think it is fair.
What do you mean? Hang on. No. Here's the thing. This isn't one of those shows you phone up and you get to do your monologue and we go, thanks, Nigel, and then we move on.
Let's have a debate.
No, I don't want a debate either. Jesus Christ. You said, I think you're saying something.
Yeah, I think the democratic.
What do you mean you think? What do you mean you think I'm saying something? I don't know what that means.
No, because you may not agree with it. You're saying it doesn't work.
No. Well, no, it doesn't work. It's a really flawed system. Everyone knows that.
No, I don't think it is a flawed system.
How come? Not the last election. Let's go back 2 elections. UKIP can get, what did they get? 4 million, 5 million?
4 million votes. Yeah.
Didn't get an MP. So that's not fair. So those people that voted UKIP, those 4 million people that voted UKIP, don't get any representation. How is that fair that 4 million people, the opinion of 4 million people, can be completely ignored like that? That's not democracy, Nigel. That's not fair.
No, I think you make a valid point the way our voting process works, but you can also argue against that in the fact that the UKIP vote and those who voted to leave the EU got their way in the end.
No. I'm not talking about those who voted to leave the EU. UKIP, as we know, was not a one idea party. They had other ideas. So how can it be right that 4 million people, the view of over 4 million people, was ignored? They had no representation in Parliament. That is not fair, mate.
No, I agree. But that's where
right. So you agree that the system is flawed, and that it's something that needs fixing. When it gets fixed, then we can talk about it possibly being proud of it. But you agree that the system is flawed. Okay. What was the next point?
Parliamentary. I think what we can't be proud of. We can't be proud of our flag. Now, I live in the US. In America...
Well, hang on a minute. Whoa. Stop the clock. You're so proud of this country. You live in America. Dear God, Nigel, why should I even listen to you? You're so proud of this country. You don't even live here.
I live in both places, but I'm just trying to tell you that...
Jesus, well, your point is invalid. You have moved out of the country. You have moved out... No, I don't want to hear your point. You don't live here. You've already made the decision that this is not a place you are proud of. You'd rather go and live in America.
I didn't say that. That's what you're saying.
This is brilliant. A guy who doesn't live in this country is phoning me up, dear listener, to tell me why he's so proud about this country, the one he decided to move away from.
I want to hear the flag point.
Okay.
With reference to America, where the flag is at the centre of a row, racial and social at the moment. But go on, let's hear it.
In this country, you can't fly your flag.
Bollocks.
People think it's racist.
Bollocks.
No, it's not bollocks.
No, Nigel, Nigel, I'm not going to let you carry on making that point because it is simply not true. Nigel, listen, I was at a gaming event on Saturday, right? The Call of Duty League, right? Big event, thousands of people there, right? Teams from America, one team from England, right? What did they come draped out in?
Their flag? I don't know.
Yeah, the flag of St George. And at no point did I, my children, or the thousands of people there think, oh, look at those racists. People went, yeah, that's England. Come on, England. That's what people thought. So, Nigel, your point is not. Don't please,
You
Nigel.
won't let me finish.
No,
You won't let me
because
finish
you're
making my
going to say you can't fly your flag, and that's a lie. And people like you that spread that lie are dangerous, and you are causing division. It is not true. You can fly the flag of St George in this country, Nigel. And for you to propagate that myth,
St George, I said all flags, like the Union flag. How many houses do you see in shops and businesses with those flags flying? Very few in America.
Well, hang on, no. You're arguing two different points, Nigel. God, you speak some real rubbish. Maybe people have decided, just because you don't see the flag doesn't mean you're not allowed to fly the flag. Maybe we're more intelligent in Americans and that we realise that the flags are pointless. I don't know. But your initial point was you're not allowed to fly the flag. That is simply not true.
I don't believe it isn't true.
Oh, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence that it's not allowed?
I will get some evidence.
No. You think it's not true now. You must have seen the evidence, Nigel. Please tell me what evidence you've got that you're not allowed to fly your flag.
Okay, well, I don't see any businesses flying flags.
No. That might be through choice. And Nigel, again, and you don't get this with James, you don't get this with Dotton, because they just sit back and let you spout your nonsense. I'm going to challenge you. Where is your evidence? Where is your evidence that you are not allowed to fly a flag in this country?
I'm basing it on my opinion. I believe.
Well, then that's not evidence. Your opinion that you've got from the Express and the Daily Mail is not a fact. It's not, Nigel. You're spreading lies, right? It's a lie. It is not true. And I will challenge that lie because it is dangerous and divisive for lies like that to be propagated and not be challenged. What you are saying is not true. You can fly flags.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your call, Nigel. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone. Wayne, did we do you?
Oh, well, yeah.
Thanks very much. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So I wonder if Nigel has gone away. Thanks for the call, Nigel. I enjoyed that. Thinking he won. I wonder if what he heard there. Because so many people will say something is a fact. And I kept challenging him for his evidence, because if it's a fact, then there must be evidence to back it up. And I kept challenging him, until he said, it's my opinion. Well, that is completely different. If he phoned up and said, it's my opinion that people don't like to fly their flags in this country for whatever reason, okay, well, that's kind of hard to challenge. But to spread that dangerous narrative that it is a fact that we are not allowed to fly flags is divisive. Some people think it's because the Muslims won't like it. A lot of people think it's against EU regulations. Now, of course, there will be regulations from your local council as to height and size and obstruction and whether you can have it in the front garden and all of that. But that doesn't mean you can't fly your flag. If you want to fly your flag, you can. And I don't buy into the racist thing. Yes, racists have used the flag of St George a lot. That's fine, and they still do. But I think we've kind of claimed it back enough. Say we saw these young lads at this Call of Duty. I think one of them was Welsh and one of them was Northern Irish, actually. And they came out to cheers from about 2,000 people in the flag of St George. And I was there with my kids, and at no point did I think, oh no. I mean, I didn't think, yeah. But, you know, I was there with my kids, and all the other teams are Americans, and the kids had picked the London Ravens as their team, so I'm there going, yes, come on, and I'm shouting England just because everyone else is.
It's an international competition.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking, oh, it's going to get a bit racist here, or oh, I wish they hadn't come out in those flat. It was all bit of the showbiz. Here we go. Jin says, it is a fact. You're going to get blocked, Jin, unless you're next, not following me, and let the Gin Guide UK, you will get blocked unless your next tweet to me. Thank you, Amy. Nigel just called in to say he enjoyed that. Thank you, Nigel. I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you took it in the spirit it's intended. It's all a bit of theatre. You will be blocked, Gin Guide, unless the next tweet to me is evidence of this fact. It is a fact that some councils in England will not allow the Union or St George flags on their private properties because they may cause offence. It is a fact. Gin Guide UK. Your next tweet, I want the evidence of this fact. Otherwise, you get blocked. Because it's not a fact. It's not a fact. It's something you read in the Daily Mail or possibly the Express, right? It is not a fact. Something maybe your mate said to you down the pub. Something you overheard in a conversation. It ain't true. So, Gin Guide, UK. The next tweet, there better be evidence of this fact.
Besides which, isn't this a slight change to what we were actually talking about? The suggestion was that just your average Joe isn't allowed to fly a flag.
Yeah.
Public buildings, there'll be rules on what they can stick up. They won't be able to stick up, I don't know, great big happy birthday Gin Guide, would they? Or a big advert, or there'll be rules.
Woodsy says, Ian, usually love your show, really opinionated.
It's not normally.
But recently you're really anti towards most of your callers. Well, so hang on, Woodsy. You like me being opinionated, but when it's an opination that you agree with, you don't like me being opinionated towards the callers. First of all, I don't think you know what opinionated means. Actually, I don't know what opinionated means, but no. You're wrong.
Is that your opinion or is that a fact?
It is my opinion that Woodsy is a bell cheese. Let's go to Gin Guide UK. I want to see their next tweet. I want to see the next tweet from them. Here we go. No, let's give them a couple of minutes.
It's funny to use. I'm guessing that's a work account for
nonsense.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, I hate this country. I really do. Do you know? I suspect Canada is better. I spent a little bit of time in Canada, but I suspect Canada is better. Of course, it has its own issues.
Yeah, not if you're a Native American woman in particular.
No, exactly. Of course. Every country's got its own problems, but I would say that Canada is probably a couple of degrees better suited towards me than this place. I would say that Japan is the language is the issue there, and I did learn Japanese for a while, but obviously that makes it much harder to kind of fit in, because if I did go and live in a foreign country, I'd want to learn the language. Otherwise it seems, all these foreigners coming over here and not bothering to learn the language. Our Brits living in Spain, how many of you can speak Spanish? But Canada or Japan would be the places, I think. Let's just see if Gin Guide has done another tweet. Let's have a little look-see. No, mate, I'm going to have to block you because I don't like liars in my timeline. Roger says, I called myself English on a form once and I got 5 years in prison for being racialist. That's a fact. I'm sorry to hear that, Roger. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number.
They're going to miss us tomorrow, aren't they?
Oh, we're off tomorrow. I got work. Kath's got
a child.
Kath's having a new baby.
I am not.
Back on Thursday, Friday. Then I'm off next week because I'm feeling boom, boom, boom. What's that song? Boom, boom.
Feeling good.
I'm feeling good. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, it's Diet Coke time. What song is that?
That was I Don't Want You.
Bum, 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 bum.
Be no slave.
Bum, 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 bum. Dirty songs. What are dirty songs?
Oh, right. Okay, well, easy. Divinals, I Touch Myself.
How was that allowed on the radio?
It's majestic.
It's a great song.
Filthy.
When I think about you, I masturbate. That's the song. That's the song. And I mean, when was that? That would have been 91. I was driving. So I'm going to say 91. Google it.
Okay.
Google it. Let's see if I'm right. I'm going to say 90. 90.
Okay, let me see.
It's like that. Dun, 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 dun,
You're the one who makes me come running.
Love. I want you above me.
No, it's I Love Myself. I Want You to Love Me.
Okay.
I love that song so much, but it's filth. No, I love that song so much, and it's filth. 1990.
I was right. Spot on.
B-side is called Follow Through. Not even joking.
How did we miss?
Not even joking.
How did we miss that? That's outrageous.
Wow. Go on.
They don't ban songs anymore, do they?
No, you can pretty much say anything these days.
My
French
youngest
kisses.
takes great pleasure in telling me, Milkshake by Khalees, who was on, I believe, was on The Masked Singer, as was CeeLo Green, as I said. Oh no, they won't be on there. Yeah, they will, because here's the thing. They're not doing it for free. They're not getting like 500 quid and as many cheese butties as they can eat. They're being paid tens of thousands of pounds, and they'll probably have a new record out to promote.
So that's where the budget's gone for that show.
Yes. Khalees could have been getting, I don't know, 20 grand a show.
Gosh.
Put up in a top hotel. 40 grand a show. Who knows? Who knows? Please tell me that you admit that I'm right now and you're sorry. Please, Catherine.
Well, it's a fact. It's not opinion that you're right.
So say it.
I'm not sorry.
But you
I'm very surprised.
But you're surprised I'm right. And that's what...
No. I'm surprised they went on it.
But I told you they would. Why are you surprised? Because they're so cool.
No, because it looked like a cheap show.
Right.
But obviously that's where the money's gone.
Well, I don't get what the problem is. It is.
I don't get why you so invested in this. Are you the Queen Bee?
It is. No, we know who that is.
Yeah, we do.
It's Saturday night ITV.
Yeah.
Right. Anne and Dec get £17 million a year.
Wow.
Right. So that show will have a budget of... Okay, well, someone sent me a thing. Council proposal to ban flag in Lincolnshire over racist connotations. Can I point you to the second word in that? Council proposal. Matt, find the story find the follow-up to that, where Lincolnshire Council actually banned it. Find the follow-up to that. When you got the follow-up, then I'll help you out and I'll dig a little bit deeper to find the true story. But until then, all you've got, Matt Wheatley, so clever. They say that they don't think when you can't fight. Oh, I will prove him wrong. Make that computer pet. No, that's not one. Oh no, damn! It only says the council proposed to ban it because of racism. I'm going to send it in because he's on the radio and he won't notice the word proposal and it will just read to him, council ban flag in Lincolnshire over racist connotations. Well, I spotted the word proposal, Matt. I spotted the word proposal. So, Matt, go off. Put your beer down. Go off, Matt. Find the follow-up story where it was actually banned for racist connotations. Find that story. Because council proposal, how many people are on a council? Like 30? One person goes, yeah, I want to ban the flag of St George because it's racist. That's a council proposal.
There's always at least one character in a council.
That's a council proposal. I'd like to propose. Right, okay, any more business at this council meeting? Yes, Lee, remind me, you're independent, aren't you? You're on your... Okay, yes, councillors. I would like to propose that we ban flying the flag of St George over Lincolnshire because it has racist connotations. Okay, well, listen, we're out of time. Lee, do you mind if we're back next week? Can we do this next week and we'll make it the first thing we talk about? Fine, Your Honour! The journalist from the Lincolnshire Reporter. Council proposal to ban flag in Lincolnshire over racist connotations. That's the story. It gives me one person that said it. So I look forward, Matt Wheatley, to finding the second story where that actually was banned.
If it happened, it's going to be one hell of a climb down.
Oh, no, because no. Well, then we'll investigate the story. Hey, listen, if I've got it wrong, dear listener, if I've got it wrong, Matt Wheatley, I will apologise. And I've done this before. If I've been proven wrong on things, I think maybe twice in the last 20 years. Now, listen, if I'm wrong, I will apologise, right? Of course I will. Yeah. I'm here to learn and to have my opinion changed. Of course I will. I just don't think that it's going to happen in this little instance. Just don't think it's going to happen. But, Matt, I look forward to you... Oh, here we go. Gin Guide. This is Gin Guide.
Here we go.
Gin Guide. Playing the old mental health card, Gin Guide. I've blocked Gin Guide, but Gin Guide says, my neighbour... So this is the fact that you're not allowed to fly flags, okay, from Gin Guide, UK, which sounds like a great use of time. My neighbour in the northwest England. I think, what time is gin time? Because I suspect Gin Guide...
Is this a neighbour that goes to a different school? They're older, you wouldn't know them.
I love this, because the English is awful. It's a friend of a friend, and then there's a little dig at the mental health. My neighbour in the northwest England, ordered by the local council to remove a flag from his house during the World Cup in case it caused offence. Gin Guide, I don't believe you. I think you're lying. On a separate note, have you changed your meds? Now, here's where I say, no. And Gin Guide replies, well, maybe you should consider it. I'll write that one for you. Haven't got to send it.
Meanwhile, I'm thinking, wow, this Gin Guide sounds great. Really professional outfit. I must investigate further. Maybe follow them along with the 251 other people that are. Are they people? No, mostly not.
I asked, Gin Guide, try again, mate. I asked for evidence. You did not, you didn't give it. And mental health is funny. Men committing suicide is funny. You know, people taking their own lives because they're unable to cope with the stress and the pain and the voices in their heads and the emptiness in their soul and the failings or inability, perceived failings or inability to see successes in their life. It's funny. It's funny. So you're right to make a joke about that. I haven't changed my meds. I am going through a rough patch mentally. That's why I'm taking next week off. But I'm putting the work in. I'm on the venlafaxine. I'm speaking to people. I'm going to AA meetings, and I've got a great therapist. So thank you for your concern. But you've not been able to come up with the goods, have you, Gin Guide UK? 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Anybody think about you, I touch myself. Oh,
Rachel's really spoiling the fun tonight. Rachel sent... Rachel's actually been doing research during the news and she's really killing the vibe.
Oh, Rachel! You wait after school.
Rachel's found the government guidelines on flying flags. She's quoted, and I've just had a quick glimpse at it, it's right. She's quoted from the UK document, the UK government document, flags which do not need consent, any country's national flag, civil ensign or civil air ensign. So that means you can't... Rachel! You've ruined their argument.
I mean, they say that, but I bet it's not true. Will be the response.
And now Matt Wheatley is going, I knew exactly what it was, hence why I chose this article. I could have picked from loads, but I've seen this before, and I knew Iain would jump straight on the proposal aspect. Bullshit. It's what I'm hearing there, Matt. So why would you post that, knowing that it was flawed? I mean...
Is that the Lincolnshire one that was from the 1st of April? Yeah. 1st of April.
No. I posted it because I knew Iain was so good that he would spot that it was nonsense straight away. And I'm on his side. I'm a big fan. Loved him in the jungle. All those strawberries. Damn you, Rachel. Rachel very funnily posted something else earlier on. It was about people helping. She said, there's things to be proud of. It's Britishness. People helping each other out. She's like a flood or something. I can't quite remember. And then she tweeted a few minutes later, I've deleted that. That's not Britishness. That's just good manners. Well done. Rachel gets the show. Rachel may be the only person in the country that gets the show.
Because here's the thing, the Americans would claim that's the great American spirit. You know, community, kindness, thoughtfulness, helping your fellow man.
Yeah, you know.
It's just the best of humanity.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, I just found out, you knew this, the lead singer from The Divinals died.
Yeah.
At the age of 53. MS and breast cancer. Breast cancer was what killed her, unfortunately. So, there we go.
Still, what a song. Filthy.
So we're doing last hour of the show. No phone calls on the switchboard, which is how I like it. We haven't had one thing to be proud of about being British. We haven't had one thing. The Beatles. And even that, guys, here's the thing. I lay these things out for you and I put little booby traps in for myself because it'd be so easy to phone up and say, well, the Beatles are problematic. You know, John Lennon was a heroin addict and a wife beater. I mean, it's so... I'm giving you this stuff, right? So you can phone up. I said the Beatles deliberately. I think they're the greatest musical force of the last 100 years, genuinely. But I also said it because I knew it was problematic. None of you... What am I doing this for? Too good for these people. Apart from Rachel.
Tell you what I like.
Too good for this, apart from Rachel.
What I really enjoyed about Britishness was when I took a Spanish boyfriend to see the Rocky Horror Show and tried to explain why lots of straight guys were there with stockings and suspenders on and flipping loving it.
Yeah, because it's fun.
Exactly. Is that British? No, just kinky.
But then Spain will have its kinks. What are they? You slept with Spain.
I slept with the whole of Spain.
Well, just half of it then. What are their kinks? Body hair? Do you like when you're having sex with a Spanish man? Do you like pulling his hair? I mean, the hair on his back.
Wow, gosh, that's a bit racist.
I don't think it is racist. It's xenophobic.
Okay,
so that's different.
Well, they're Latinos, so they are a different race.
They're very hairy. It's not. Well, hang on.
How do you know they were very hairy? One of them wasn't.
Which number
Only
was
one
that?
though. What would their
kinks be?
Probably religious based.
Okay, priests. Padre, Dominus Sanctus, Christus Patriarchi.
Let me think. What would be the thing?
You can't know. I know. Even if you slept with 100.
I haven't.
No, I know. It's more than that. But if you had, We asked 100 Spanish men.
And they all knew Catherine.
What is your kink? You don't know.
I don't think they're... I don't know what it is.
Well, it could be... Okay. Well, suppose the joke in America about British kinks...
Is you're like being spanked.
You're like being spanked
because
with cricket bats.
Because it's a... But I think that's a particular strata of British person they're thinking of. They're thinking of the British gentleman who goes to work in a very... responsible job during the day and wants to be mummied at night, nannied.
Well, no, I think they think it's a public school.
Yeah, but that's not all of us. They think we all speak like that, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've not found one thing. Okay, well, maybe we found two things then to be proud of being British: the Beatles and spanking. So we got two things.
Right.
We got two things.
We're doing all the work here, guys. Come on.
Come on. Otherwise, you're going to get spanked botties while we listen to Yellow Submarine. So we have two reasons to be proud of being British. 1 hour to go. The Beatles and spanking. Can you think of any others? We've poo-pooed the myth that you're not allowed to fly flags. We've destroyed that. Here's the thing. You still won't believe it. Those of you that want to believe we are not allowed to fly flags will not believe the evidence that Rachel has found for us. We need to stop. I don't even know who Rachel is. She's only just recently popped up in my timeline. We need to give her a salary.
What she is top of the class at the
moment. Yeah, go on. I don't know who that is. Who is that? It's not Stoke Poges, is it? No, go for that. Go for that. Groundhog Day, who's been quite mean to me on Twitter for the last few days, is now asking me a sensible question. I'm not going to answer it.
Oh, Groundhog, you spoiled it for yourself.
I'm not going to answer it.
What was the question?
Iain, if you could take all of your Beatles records with you to a desert island, or all of your other records, which ones would you bring?
Oh.
I'm not going to answer it.
It's a good question, though.
Dave says the Spanish Kinks would be El Kinks. El Kinks.
Los Kinks.
Los Kinks. Ray Davis and Los Kinks. I wonder, hang on a minute. I mean, sometimes you can...
Hey, do you remember ages ago you told me about a village in Somerset where there was a rubber-clad guy, a guy in a gimp suit wandering about?
I do remember that, yes, I do.
He's still at it, apparently.
Is he?
Yes. This is the Daily Star. And this is the way they're saying it. I mean, a rubber-clad pervert is still on the loose almost a year after he was first sighted in a sleepy Somerset village. Dubbed Gimp Man by fearful villagers.
By the way, I've got some great fun things in a second, but carry on with this excellent story.
The latex loon has leapt out on locals. Oh, they're loving the luz here, aren't they? In Claverham, Somerset, several times. On almost every occasion, his escape before anyone could stop him. His escape. On almost every occasion...
That latex is hard to grab. If he's oiled it down, slips through like butter over a...
What if
like
he's left it dusty?
Yeah.
No, he's oiled that up. On almost every... He'd be like a bar of wet soap. On almost every occasion, he has escaped before anyone could stop him or even ask why he's terrorising the village. I mean, their answer would be... Abby Conroy, 23, says she was confronted by the man wearing fetish gear who said... She said he was grunting and breathing heavily. Well, he would be. He's got his zip done up. Abby said he was coming towards... Oh, hang on.
Get serious.
Yeah.
All right.
Coming towards him, touching his groin, grunting and breathing heavy.
I can save it. Introduce the Kinks in Spanish.
Los Kinks?
Es como un río, toda la gente que cruza en la ciudad.
It sounds like him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Luces lejanas son como estrellas que cantan la amistad.
Ah.
Pero yo solo estoy.
I'm all alone, it says.
Yeah, we know what the words are.
No, but it's different. He's talking about faraway light, shine like stars.
Introduce the Kinks in Spanish.
Damas y caballeros, los Kinks.
En un barrio oscuro donde bebes champán que sabe a Coca-Cola.
What's he saying?
Vino hacia mí invitando a bailar con voz ronca me dijo que su nombre era Lola.
There's lots of Lolas here.
Well, Lola's a very popular name.
Let's try this one. Do the Kinks in Spanish, please.
Aquí, damas y caballeros, una canción de los Kinks.
Un día te busqué y no encontré el lugar, sin poderte ver. Supe que tú estabas sola, la sola. La segunda vez sí te pude encontrar y al verte feliz supe que tu nombre era Lola. La Lola, la Lola.
Okay, this is. I need you to introduce what you think. I have the title here. I believe this would be. I think I know what I'm saying. I need you to introduce the Kinks singing all day and all of the night in español.
Damas y caballeros, os presento los Kinks con todo el día y toda la noche.
Oh no, this is Sunday afternoon. It's called Las Siestas al Sol. Las Siestas al Sol.
Sunny afternoon.
Las Siestas al Sol. Las siestas al sol. Las siestas al sol. Las siestas.
Las siestas al sol.
Al sol. Okay, let's do. All right, we'll do that again. Las siestas al sol.
Las siestas al sol.
Los Kinkos.
Los Kinks. Los Kinks, they probably say.
Los Kinks. Si barros e cale-moi, si pour qu'estás ethanopla.
That sounds more Greek.
That's rubbish. There's so many of them. Hang on. I'm having the time of my life.
They're keen, you know. They like guitar bands over there.
And they can't write their own songs.
It's because the weather's too nice.
Let me do one more.
My theory is that, you know, lads in garages up and down the country are only in there because the weather isn't nice enough to go wandering around looking for chicks.
Me atrapaste.
Oh, you caught me.
Los Kinkos, me atrapaste.
You trapped me. You got me.
Yo no sé lo que me pasó, que no
Yo no sé lo que me pasó. I don't know what happened to me.
No sé lo que me pasó. Los matemáticos. How do you say and?
E.
Los matemáticos. Los.
No, it's not. You don't.
Los matemáticos. Y me atrapaste. Rock and roll, baby. Los matemáticos.
Yo no sé lo que me pasó, que no comprendo cómo me atrapó.
No comprendo.
Fue mucho lo que me buscó y hoy es el día en que ya me agarró. Yo nunca pensé amarte así.
Los matemáticos. No, how do you say?
Los matemáticos.
Los matemáticos. You mean the mathematicians?
Yes.
Los matemáticos. Y déjà que hablé.
Let me speak.
Déjà que hablé.
Oh, let them speak.
Déjà que hablé.
Deja.
¿Qué importa que hablen de ti? Yo te quiero. Solo sé.
Oh, it's an advert. Okay, one more. This is the rest of the show. Is the Kinks in Spanish? Hang on.
Los Kinks.
Los hites y
que fui un don nadie.
los hites y un hombre respetable.
Respetable.
Que fui un don nadie y ni una chica se fijaba en mí. Hoy muchas cosas he logrado.
Don't quite work, does it?
¿Por qué razón? De día y de noche he trabajado y siento satisfacción.
Los haters.
Soy un hombre que les causa admiración, porque tengo mis millones y chamacas de a montón.
You got to remember they're in the middle of a massive dictatorship at this point.
Y el
This is
mundo está a mis pies.
quite sexy.
Soy todo un señor, de todo tengo lo mejor.
Los Americans de...
What? Quiero estar.
Los Americans y al final del día.
The end of the day. Nena, quiero estar por siempre junto a ti. El fin del día nos separa.
Did we do that break? Oh, shit.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Just had a nice tweet. First time I've tuned in. This is the best show I've heard on radio for a while. Nice to hear something different for once. Love the chill style. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Tommy Robinson is my hero. And block. 0344 499 1000. You can still enjoy the show, but please don't pollute my timeline with your obscene rubbish. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Danny.
Hola, amigos, fuego.
What does he call me? What did he call me, Kath? Am I going to punch him in the face?
Said, hello, friends, fire.
Friends, fire. I like that.
There was the only three words I know in Spanish, and fuego. That's because Renault made one. That's it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I also know come está, but we're not allowed to ask that, are we?
Not really. It's not really any of your business.
No, good. It's none of my business. I agree with you completely, Ian, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I've been gaming since 1982. I'm 49. I've never finished a game.
Never finished a game in my life.
I thought everyone else had.
Cannot do it. I cannot do it. I've started playing on my Twitch stream. I've got all the BBC games now, so I've been playing some of those. So I'm going to get Strikers Run 2. Yeah, it's great. My second computer, because I was ahead of you. But I've also got access to all of the Spectrum games. So next week, guys, if I do any streaming, there's going to be a lot of the old games going on.
I've still got an old Spectrum, but I've put an apple pie. No, not an apple pie. That'd be wrong, wouldn't it? A Raspberry Pi.
It still sounds as crazy to me as the first thing you said, but I know you mean a tiny computer.
Yes. One thing I like about England is cats. Although my cats don't like me, that's one good thing. My cats like it here and they're safe.
But they have cats everywhere. Europe is swarming in cats.
No, my cats only speak English. They wouldn't work out in another country.
Okay, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But you go to, Greece and Italy, cats everywhere. They're rabid.
They run the place, though.
Yeah. They're full of diseases and worms and rabies and things. But
I was watching a bloke on YouTube yesterday. He's in, I think it's Korea, and he just walks around big parks, and stray cats come up to him, and they all come and sit on him. And at one point, there's 4 stray cats sitting on him because he was warm. I thought that's lovely. I was watching that for about half an hour.
No,
they were getting ready to eat him.
He smothers himself in bacon juice before he goes out.
I did wonder if he had any meat stuffed in his pocket.
A little bit of the old... Do you remember the little tubs of fish paste you'd get?
Chippums.
Yeah, and they would go in the... I remember they had labels that you could sort of unfold, and they were quite big, and they were only tiny, and that you'd put them in the little drawer in the fridge door. But why were they so small? Why would... it was...
I'm guessing it didn't last very long.
They went off.
Yeah. It went crusty, didn't
it? How many fish... Get this, kids. Fish paste sandwiches.
They were gorgeous. You can get fish paste and meat paste.
But just the generic meat paste. What meat is it? It's brown.
Well, it's pink, wasn't it?
Lips and bum holes. But yeah, that was... Can you still get them?
Probably, yeah. It's like cheap pate, wasn't it?
Yeah. And yet now we have the obesity crisis. I mean, guys, come on. We used to freeze... My mum had a yoghurt maker, right?
Oh, right.
And it used to make... horrible yoghurt. Do you have a yoghurt maker, Dan? Did your mum ever have one?
No, we had a bread maker that I didn't ever use.
Right.
I had a Soda Stream. That's the other thing.
Oh, we had a Soda Stream.
My mum used to make crap lollies.
I would love someone with a Soda Stream now to make a fizzy cup of tea. I would love a fizzy cup of tea. That would be awesome.
I've put fizzy water in my Tassimo coffee maker. It doesn't like... I thought fizzy coffee, but all it does is, because of all the bubbles, it doesn't spurt the water out properly. It's like an old man going for a wee.
Does the heat burst the bubbles? I imagine it does.
You can hear it going.
The Soda
like that. I didn't
Stream
do it again.
was, it was a revelation, but you had to use, first of all, the canisters didn't last very long. But we'd used them for like 6 months after the canisters had gone. But you had to use the Soda Stream own brand syrup. So you would have cola and lemonade, and it was their own brand, and it was...
Not as good?
Yeah. The 70s were really knock-off, weren't they?
It's not very nice meat either.
What?
Oh, I imagine. My gran used to have a pop man. Used to come round with a van full of glass bottles, and she used to keep him in the toilet.
Yeah.
I suppose it was the coldest room.
This is a tweet into another show. I don't know what the context is.
Who cares?
Send them back. No questions asked. Sooner the better.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a tweet. But yeah,
going to send them. I'd like to go somewhere warm.
I would like to go. If it's Jamaica, I'm jumping on that plane. Yes, please.
I'm going.
But you can still get Soda Streams. They're still around. They're still hawking that.
Isn't it a new generation one now where it's just water?
It's in 3D or something. I don't know. But Fizzy Pop is so cheap now. I mean, it was what I used to like was we always had, and even though we never drank like whiskey and stuff, we'd always seem to have
siphon,
the soda siphon, and of course you took it back to the shop and you got five pence back. So it was always, can I take that back to? Is that empty? It's not empty. Okay, so you'd always have a little bit of a fight with the old siphon, and then take it back to the shops for the 5 pence.
Oh, the olden days, weren't they
Did
good?
you ever on a Saturday, before you were old enough to have a Saturday job, did you ever used to hang around Waitrose? No. Okay, I'm talking to Danny then.
I wasn't allowed off the close.
That you would hang around in the car park, Danny, and ask people if they wanted help pushing their trolleys to the cars, so you could then get the 10 pence when you took the trolley.
Was it 10p?
10p. It wasn't a quid then.
I'm having those.
We had it in Slough in Waitrose outside the observatory, and I remember doing it a few Saturdays and making about 50, 60 pence sometimes. But then the
Big
tough
money
kids
back
would
then.
come along and shoo you on.
Oh.
We weren't allowed trolleys in Huntingdon.
Willis says, this can't be true. In the 1970s, my nana had a device that made cream out of a block of unsalted butter. I'm going to take you at face value, because the unsalted butter is so specific that must be true. The 70s were just knockoff, absolute rubbish. Everything was bought from the market and was crap.
And you could never eat a pie safely. You never knew what was in it.
You never knew what
didn't ask.
You
didn't care really.
Exactly.
It was just meat.
Everyone now is so concerned with the red, green, and amber.
Where did it come from?
Well, who cares? Who cares? Does it taste nice? Beautiful. I'll have it. I'll have 2, in fact. Thank you.
I still love a meat and potato pie from a chip shop. You don't really get them very much down south, but I love it.
Well, when we went to Manchester and we had that pie and gravy, that was really. Oh, Kath, put your skirt back on, please.
Oh man!
But that was filth.
Yeah, but great, right?
Gravy.
Danny, did we get to the point of your call?
No, yeah, we did. It was about there's nothing to be ashamed of. Never finished the game. I've done nearly 800 hours on Skyrim, and I'm no better off than when I started.
I don't think you can finish Skyrim, though.
Oh, that's good.
There's no conclusion to it.
Before I go,
yeah,
we've got the same phone, the Honor 8X.
Beautiful.
Are you worried that the mouthpiece, but the bigger phones get, the further the mouthpiece gets away from the ear, and then you're going to have to one day decide whether you want to listen or talk?
Well, Danny, the mouthpiece doesn't go to the ear, mate. I hate to break it to you, but if you've been putting the mouthpiece at the ear, you've been using it all wrong, buddy. Bing, buddy, bong, buddy, bang, bang, bang. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Amy, are you all right? We seem to be getting a lot of callers that speak to you, and then you spend the time and effort in trying to call them back and put them on the air, and then they don't want to come on.
No, I don't know why they don't want to come on, but well, the one I just had wants to know how Nigel in Maidstone is doing.
Well, I cannot give that information.
Google him.
I don't Google him. But are you okay? Are they not rude to you, are they?
No, not today.
Okay. Because I know one of the Sam is the young man who answers the phone sometimes. He's got very good in the last couple of months at giving it back when they're rude to him. I don't expect you to do that, Amy, but I would if you did. I wouldn't think any less of you if they are. Do they ever get rude to you?
On occasion.
Yeah.
I usually just put the phone down.
Good. That's lousy. If they got, I'm assuming their problem is with me or with the other host that they're trying to talk to, but they take it out on you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell what their problem is half the time.
Mate, just think there are some people that aren't good enough to even get on air. Imagine the show that Amy's hosting back there that no one hears apart from Amy. I want to hear that show. That's what I want to hear. The people that are too thick to know how to come on air, because we let everyone on. But some people are too thick to even get through that stage of being polite to the person who's answering the phone and letting them ring you back.
It's evolution in action is what it is.
I've just realised how incredibly dumb you have to be to not make it through our filtering system, which is Amy going, "What's your name? I'll call you straight back." That's it.
You don't even have to tell us your number because we've got it.
Some people can't even pass that. I tell you what we'll do. For the last half an hour, we'll take calls straight to air, Amy. So you sit back, you relax. That might mean maybe we'll get a couple of the people that didn't make it through. 0344 499 1000. Oh, by the way, if you ordered some stuff off of our website, we had a couple of orders that were sitting there for a week or so. We did them tonight. They're all getting sent out tomorrow. And we'll probably leave... Well, at some point in February, we got posters to put up there. We're going to put posters up to sell. And if you want them signed, we can have them signed. No extra charge.
They're not nudie ones. We're saving those for Christmas.
They're proper posters. And they're beautiful. And if you want them signed, we'll sign them. No extra charge. If you don't want them signed, we won't sign them for an extra £5. 0344499 Jesus, how old is Roger? We had a proper old-fashioned rag and bone man regularly visit our street with a horse and wagon.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't have a horse and wagon.
Our milkwoman had a horse and wagon.
What, up north?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's different, though.
I'm talking 1985.
Yeah. I don't think we had a rag and bone man on a horse and cart. We had an open-top truck. I don't think we had a horse and cart. I mean, we had the coal man come.
The coal man.
What was the name? It was like two letters. It's like G.K. Chesterton or something, but it wasn't. It was... I used to come, we had a coal scuttle in the... coal... thing.
Did you have a coal fire then?
Coal bunker in the back garden. We had a coal fire, yeah. We had a coal fire, yeah.
Hey, I spoke to my mum the other day about me dancing on the coal bunker at my granddad's.
Oh, yeah?
And she said it never had coal in it. She said it was just where Grandad would keep his tools.
Oh, if I were good enough, I would now be able to find the clip of you saying, "Can I dance, Grandad? Can I dance?"
If I'm good,
Let me see if I can find it. Stay there, line one. Come to you in a second. Hang on, let's see if I can find it.
Who's it? Who is it? What's going on?
Good morning, sir. No, hang on.
I'd like to borrow some, please.
Fanny.
Okay, hang on.
That's not me.
Can I have your charger, please?
Yeah.
Never.
Hang on a minute. It'll be worth it when we find it.
I like you like that.
You're a cocaine addict.
Oh.
No, I don't want to Google it.
See me in my boots and ting.
That's bloody man. Tosspot.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't like to be rude to people, but...
Oh, that's sad.
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on coal bunker?
And, of course... I don't know how to use any of this. I don't know how to use any of this stuff anymore. In the old days, I used to have a recording of Catherine as a drunk woman saying that.
Grandad.
Oh, that's horrible, isn't it?
That's too upsetting.
Grandad.
So we got Catherine. This is Catherine, how she would speak to her granddad as a child.
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on coal bunker?
And then we've got Catherine's slightly older brother.
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on coal bunker?
That actually sounds like someone I know.
Hang on a minute. If I do that, and then I do... Oh, that.
Speed it.
If I'm good, will you let me have a dance on coal bunker?
Oh!
That's me at age 5.
And one of the little children came up and spoke to Grandpa Mouse.
Grandad, if I'm good, will you let me have a dance on coal bunker?
It made a good noise.
Line one, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Paul. Hello, mate. How you doing? You're right.
How are you?
I'm not feeling particularly well at the moment.
Why? Let me speak. I'm going back to what this show was initially about.
Yes.
Right. I've got two better ones than you did, in my opinion, but you've had them on. You know, the Rolling Stones and Pink Floyd.
Terrible, terrible band. Although I heard a really interesting documentary about Sid Barrett last night on the way home. But no, they're both awful bands.
Sid Barrett's right. He's great, he is. He's the only mental patient, you know, to get in a rock band, wasn't he?
Incorrect. I bet I could think of loads. Brian Wilson.
Oh, Brian Wilson. Who's Brian Wilson?
Exactly, Paul. Thank you very much for your call. Mental patients in rock bands, Brian Wilson, Sid Barrett. I mean, I used to look at those people with great glamour and think, oh, exciting, drugs, fun, rock and roll. Then you hear the Sid Barrett story, you go, wowzers. But Rolling Stones, awful band. 5 good songs, tops. Terrible, terrible band. I might get into Pink Floyd. Thinking about it. Here's my thing.
Don't. It's boring and takes ages.
Oh, I wish you were out of me.
Please don't.
Oh, Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall.
Another what? You say brick.
Is that what it is?
I was listening to Pamela Des Barres. It's a long book and full of filth. But she talks about a liaison she had with Keith Moon. She said he was a very sad character.
Yes, pathetic. And I mean pathetic in the truest sense of the word.
Yeah, really sad.
Yeah, very unhappy.
Unhappy person.
You know, didn't have much money because he would chuck it all away and he didn't write any of the songs. So when The Who weren't touring, didn't make any money. And he moved out to LA or Miami or LA. He had this house called Tara. Was that over there? I get a bit confused. It's so long since I've read about him. And was trying to live like all the other rock stars out there. But he didn't have the money. He didn't have the money of Lennon or Rod Stewart or Harry Nilsson or any of those people. And became overweight. And it's a really sad story.
Yeah.
Really sad story. So I'm thinking of signing up to Spotify.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big deal for me.
2020 just arrived.
It's a big old get out of you scumbags. Who the hell are those scumbags? What have they stolen? Get out, you pieces. Well, they're looking. Are they looking?
There's people outside.
Yeah, you pieces of trash. Go on, you scum. Put your trousers up, scumbag boy. Yes, go out. Get out of here. Thinking of getting Spotify.
Yeah. Why?
Well, because now I've changed computers. I don't want to load all my CDs onto that computer, and CDs are so close to getting rid of my CDs.
I've been tidying around mine for years.
So close. When I say get rid of them, I mean stack them up in plastic boxes in the garage.
Yes.
Because I know if I throw them away, as I did before and with a lot of albums, I end up buying them again.
Yeah.
So keep them. Just think, if that whole shelf was gone, the room I could have. Anyway, I'm just thinking.
What would you fill it with, though?
Books. I don't know what I'd fill it with. I don't know. Anyway, so I might sign up to Spotify. Hello, Line 1, you're on the wireless. This is the game I was playing today. Strikers Run. Sounds like Airwolf.
A little bit.
Played Chucky Egg today in tribute to David's long lost love, Chucky the chick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bored of that now.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We will take calls straight to air for the last 15 minutes of the show before Daryl Morris comes in. If you normally switch off at 1, I thoroughly recommend sticking around and having a listen. He's a good egg. He's funny, he's bright, he's good looking. I hate that guy. But there you go. So we'll take calls straight to air, though. 0344 499 1000. So far, all we've got reasons to be proud to be British or English are the Beatles and spanking. That's it. That is it. I'll tell you what I'm going to watch next week. I'm off next week, and I'll watch a lot of films. I'm going to watch Fetishes, Nick Broomfield.
Oh,
I love that. I'm just reminded of that. There's a brilliant close-up shot of a GIMP mask, and it's held, guy in a GIMP mask, and it's held for ages, 2 minutes, off camera. So, when did you first get into being spanked? Well, it started when, It's a great film. Tell you what I watched tonight. I watched the What Did Jack Do? The David Lynch where he interviews a monkey.
Yeah.
It's all right. It was nice. It was a nice 17 minutes. It starts to... 17 minutes is long enough. It's great, but yeah.
One of my kids was off school today, and so we decided to watch the Snack Lunch Bunch. Oh, that's so good. If you got Netflix, get involved with that. It's so wonderful. It's just joyous.
And then I started watching... Who's this emailing me? Hang on. Here's an email. Ian, thank you so much for... I've been asked not to reveal our identity, but I will reveal it to you.
Yeah, seen it.
Thanks so much for demolishing Nigel's point. I totally agree with how you dealt with him, and I wish there were more presenters challenging rubbish from all political viewpoints. And yes, it was also great theatre. What was this film I started watching on... I Googled, I IMDb'd it. So I don't feel at home in this world anymore. It looks great, and it's got some really good reviews. Nice.
Sounds grim. What is it?
This is this Netflix thing where it's this woman. She just is just peed off with everything, and then like her house gets broken into, and the police go, "There's nothing we can do." So she goes off to find the crooks, and it's like a charming little indie. Oh, there's a new Wes Anderson coming out. Oh God. Oh, I hope it's not an animation and it's real people, because I don't like his animations, but I like his real people. You've still not seen Royal Tenenbaums?
No.
Have you seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
No, not
Kath! Come and have a really long, ponderous but funny double bill at my house. I'll provide snacks.
Okay.
They're such good films. I prefer Royal Tenenbaums, but Budapest Hotel is better and is a masterpiece.
People go on about the Royal Tenenbaums. It's got Gwyneth Paltrow with her hair in a clip in it, hasn't it?
It's my favourite because I identify with the Owen Wilson character in it. And the Ben Stiller to a certain... It's about relationships with dads and drugs, basically. Owen Wilson is a junkie in it, and but it's all about a dad who's a deadbeat and let the kids down, and it's great. There's a really beautiful bit towards the end where Ben Stiller just turns to his dad, who is James Caan, and they've been arguing all the way through it, and he said, "Dad, I've had a really tough year." And his dad... It makes me cry even thinking about it. And his dad goes, "I know you have, son." Oh, God. And it's so good. And Grand Budapest Hotel is just hilarious. Brilliant. Let's go to... And I love the fact that he's got... What do you call it when you have, like a group of actors you work with? There's a word.
Like a company?
I don't think that's the word I'm thinking of. It will do for now. He's got like a company of actors, all the same people. Bill Murray's always in them, even if it's only briefly, like he was in Darjeeling Express, which I didn't enjoy so much. I found that one a little bit. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless. Bob Dylan phoning in. Okay, let's go to line 2. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Ian.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Is there any chance... Yeah, is there any chance...
Hey, I've got Charlotte Church on here.
Okay.
Singing Carrie Fergus.
Brilliant.
Oh, God.
Is there any chance you could stand in the part of the house where you get a phone signal?
Kitchen.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'll move into the kitchen.
Is there any chance you could start... Well, don't worry about it.
Yes, I know. I thought it was better in this part.
It never is. It never is.
Oh, I'll just move into the kitchen. I was just putting a video on of Charlotte Church, and she's singing Carrie Fergus.
It's a great song, one of the great songs beginning with Carrick.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Oh.
This is good for you.
Oh. Okay.
Is that better, Ian? Clearer?
So it made your voice go high-pitched and Scottish.
No, the signal, not my voice, the signal.
The signal is absolutely spot on, my friend, yes.
Oh, good.
What would you like to say?
Well, I just rang up to say hello. Hello, Catherine.
Hello.
Just to say hello to you both, because I felt, a bit lonely, I suppose, really, because I've done all the chores this evening and got everything done, washing and cooking and whatever. So, what's worrying me, Ian, is this,
pandemic thing.
I think you're going to be all right, Nigel. Nigel, I think you're going to be all right. I think you're going to be all right.
The flu. Is it going to? Are we going to have to stay indoors all day? Or
no? The only thing I would suggest is just wash your hands.
what when you go to places?
Or just wash your hands. If there's a sink and some soap, go and wash your hands. But you know what? We're all.
No, but I mean, you can't catch it indoors, can you?
Nigel, there is nothing to panic about.
You don't think it's as bad?
There is nothing. No,
well, China, it's what 1,600 have died in China.
I don't think it's that many, but also you've got to remember there's like 1.5 billion people in China. It's like 0.00001%. Nigel, please don't worry about the coronavirus.
Don't panic, then. Don't panic.
I'll say it. It's the last time I'm going to say it. Don't worry about the coronavirus.
Yeah. No. What else have you been talking about on the show? I only put it on just a while ago.
Well, I tell you what, if you keep on listening, and if you find anything you want to talk about, you can give us a call back, because we've got quite busy lines. I just missed a call there, thank you. Let's go to line 3, you're on the wireless. Nope, you're too slow. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. How many people in China have died?
Well, it does say that there's about 1,000, but like you say, there's a lot of people very close together.
There's like 1.5 billion of them. Well, don't panic, don't panic. Don't panic, don't panic with the muttering. Oh, don't panic with the muttering. Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Hey, Mr. Mandarin, don't panic, you piece of trash. Put my gun up your jacksie and pull the trigger and shoot your pop out of your mouth.
Oh, God.
That's what I think about you, Mr. Mandarin.
Missed that particular episode of Dad's Army.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on, baby. I'm with the mafia, you know?
Oh.
I'm with the mafia. Oh, well, what would you like? I can sort out anything you want.
Could you not do that?
You want meatballs? I'll get you some meatballs. Hey! Piece of trash, get the lady some meatballs. The mama's special sauce, you know what I mean?
I don't want Mama's special
Yeah,
sauce.
Mama's special. You want Mama's beautiful special sauce. What do you want, lady? You want for one car? Hey! Get the lady a car! Can I get you guys a car and drive it home, baby?
I don't want that.
Okay. Well, meatballs, you piece of trash, to the meatballs! But a lady, I made love to you, lady.
Oh, no!
I want $1 million, I'll give you $1 million.
Thanks,
But you gotta do something for me.
I don't want
$1 million.
I'm fine.
Everybody, you want a diamond ring?
Don't want anything.
You want a diamond ring? I'll give you a diamond ring. You have the diamond ring on my little pinky. My grandma gave me this diamond ring on my little pinky. You take it. You put that out. You take that.
I'm fine.
Take the goddamn ring, you piece of trash. Otherwise I'll chop your finger off and shove it up your ass.
Wow, that escalated.
Lock the doors! Tell me what your husband's up to. When's the bank robbery? What the hell is going down? We know all about it. You think I want to wind down a tramp like you? God, piece of shit. Look at the state of you. Make me want to puke. You're not getting no meatballs. Get your meatballs shoved up your ass.
Whoa.
So tell me what your husband's doing. Otherwise, your husband's going to get a special delivery. And that delivery's going to be your head in a box shoved up his ass.
My husband's making a special delivery to your mama.
Don't you speak about my mama. Don't you hold me back, Tony. She's speaking about her mother like that. Let's go to line 1. You're on the wireless. Oh, you're too slow. I mean, I don't know. You gotta be.
Good breath, though. A very good breath.
You gotta be quick. You gotta be quick. Okay. We nearly didn't take any calls tonight. Before the show, I went, you know what? F them. F them all.
Lucky you, we did.
Hey, pretty shining people. Oh, have you heard the song? The best song, man. Me and the boys listen to Kiss a lot.
Is this better than French Kisses?
Oh, it's better.
No.
And this song came up, and we heard it, and it finished, and we went, can you, is that the song? And then we heard it again the other day.
It's not the yummy one.
No, it's, oh, God. What is it? And we both find it hilarious, and I can't believe I can't remember. Let me do the. Hang on, let me look at the Kiss Top 40. Bear with me. Kiss Top 40. When I play it to you, you're going to go, oh, you couldn't remember that. Hang on. It's not Circles. It's not. Where? Oh, jeez. It's not Wiggle It. It's not Bambolina. Where is it? How do I find Kiss Top 40, Kiss FM? That's foreign. Kiss Top 40, Kiss FM UK. Official singles chart. But is that Kiss? No, that's like pop shit. Hang on. Oh, what is this song called? It's the best song, man. Oh, I got it. This is the best song, right? And my kids have never... Their kids have never heard anything like it. They couldn't believe this. They were there. Is that the song? This is. Do you know this?
Yeah.
Don't you know, pump it up. You know this, Amy? You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know?
They don't explain why we have to pump it up.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know?
Do you know what this reminds me of? Jazzercise, 1997.
Don't you know, pump it up. My boys are in hysterics at how pony this song is. These are the lyrics. It doesn't change. These are the only lyrics. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Woo! Go pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it. This is how we're opening the next rabbit hole. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Play this at half the speed on a ukulele. John Lewis ad, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's very old-fashioned, isn't it?
The boys think it's hilarious, and they think this is so cheeky that anyone would call this a song. Every time it comes on, we sing this at the top of our voices in the car in hysterics.
It's from the same factory as this beat is Technotronic, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I've got to go. They're coming back. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up.
Here comes Daryl.
You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up.
Come here,
You got
Daryl.
to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know,
Do you know this
pump
one?
it up.
Do you know the
You
words?
got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Don't you
When's
know,
the beat
pump
gonna
it
drop?
up.
The tension. Don't you know, pump it up.
There it is.
You got to. It's nearly finished. My boys think that it's so cheeky that someone would submit this as a song. Go, yeah, finished. They can't believe it. I go, nearly in the end. Here we go. You got to pump it up.
Is it going to have a surprising ending?
I don't think so. I think it might even just... Do they
Sort
stop?
of peter out.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was it.
Just gave up.
We've gone, that'll do.
The end.
That'll do.
His mum called him down for tea.
No explanation. No explanation as to why we have to pump
Love
it
it.
up. You just do.
Your lips are really blue. Your lips have gone blue.
That's I pumped it up too
An
much.
excitement of pumping it up.
Pumped it up too much, Daryl. Not allowed to pump it up the BBC anymore. They banned it. But you're allowed to pump it up in commercial radio. Daryl Morris.
How are we?
Yeah,
Good. It's an interesting V-neck you've got on the go there.
Why is it interesting? Because I've got big boobies.
I don't know, just V-necks. I don't know, V-necks.
It's just a jump. It is then. I'm wearing a V-neck jumper. And do you know what? I haven't got a T-shirt underneath it.
You favour a polo neck. He likes a V-neck.
I've got the extra material here in my polo neck, haven't I?
James Well wears polo necks as well.
Oh,
right, there we go. Let's. Did you want to play the game?
And there's your fashion
hello, Line
update.
2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Line 2, you're on the wireless.
You got to pump it up. Don't know, pump it up.
You got to pump it up.
Yes?
Is that an old song, that is it?
Yeah, it is. It's an old song from the 50s.
Nah, it's not that old, is it?
Did he just do an F-bomb?
I think he might have.
I think he missed that, did he?
Sneaky, yeah.
Huh?
Did he really?
I think he dropped a little F-bomb there. 58:30.
58:30. How are you? Are you well?
None of your freaking business, you piece of trash.
He's all right.
I was last proud to be British in the year 2012. And I watched back the opening ceremony of the Olympics recently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Man, I cried. I did a real big cry.
When the Windrush arrived.
When the Spice Girls came out and those
Spice
minis.
Girls. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
the closing ceremony, though, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Get your ceremonies right.
I apologise.
Get your
I
ceremonies
thought
right.
the closing one was a little bit disappointing.
It was rubbish. No one cared.
Damn
Everyone
squib.
had gone home
It was,
by that
it was
point.
over, wasn't it? We were done with it. And it was beautiful, and that was the last time. And I did a little cry recently. When I
So
watched that.
reasons to be proud are the Beatles, spanking, and the opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympics.
Yes. Sorted.
Done.
This has been Iain and Kath. Daryl's up next on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.